Anyways, I'm eating a Kit Kat chunky right now. I'm not gonna stop even though we're recording.
That's great.
I went to Square One today.
Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah, what are you there?
I was just going out with Vanya, hanging out. But I went to the food court there with her, and I ate King Tut's.
Why?
So let me tell you. So King Tut's, is, for anyone who doesn't know, is an Egyptian.
We tried it together, didn't we?
I didn't eat it. I had a bite from you. But anyway,
Oh.
so King Tut's is like supposed to be like an Egyptian restaurant at Square One's food court. That's very annoying to listen to. I'm sorry, guys. And so it's Patrick got it last time we went to Square One like months ago, and he said that it was horrible. And him and his brother Kevin ate some of it, and I got a bite of it, and it was I don't even know if I did get a bite, but I remember you guys saying it's not great. But I was really hungry, and I was like, you know what, I might as well eat my people's food, I guess. So I got a fried chicken sandwich, which they call frech
You
pané.
did eat it.
I like. What do you mean? Like today I did.
Oh, today.
I'm saying last time when I was with you,
Okay.
and this time I was with Vanya, but it wasn't great, and the portion was unbelievably small. So I paid $16 for basically 2 mini like sliders that are 2 bites to finish each, and then like a little thing of fries.
They're literally Egyptian thieves.
It's unbelievable.
It's not even a racial thing.
They're Egyptian.
Because
Dude,
thieves.
I can say
they're
this.
Egyptian and they're also thieves, so
Dude,
they're literally Egyptian thieves.
Dude, I can say this because I'm Egyptian. What a bunch of scumbags, huh?
Oh my
What are they
God.
doing?
Yeah, I don't know what that. Honestly, he's just maximizing profits, or she, whoever owns Tuts. They're just like,
Sure, and
yeah, we're gonna sell for $16, give
Mm.
them an inch of food,
Mm.
and then that's it.
Well, also, I'm sure there's a lot of like non-Egyptian people, white people showing up buying it, being like, "Oh, authentic Egyptian food" or whatever. But like, it's just basically like a fried chicken sandwich, and has nothing to do with Egyptian food. It was terrible. But yeah, I paid $16, so cool.
Cool.
Love that.
We love
Now
that.
you're $16 more poor.
Yeah, and I spent another couple hundred today. Actually, I went shopping at Zara.
Oh, nice. You got
Uh,
some summer clothes.
Oh yeah, I bought I don't know what you call it. Like it's kind of like a thick jacket that you wear over a shirt, and you can button it up or you can have it unbuttoned, and it's kind of like it's like a really thick material, but it's not like winter.
A
It's
sweater.
no, not a sweater. It's like a button-up shirt. It's just a button-up shirt, but it's like a thick jacket, almost like the thickness of a leather jacket.
How can you use the
Or you
word
know what?
shirt and jacket? in
It's
the same?
it's the thickness of it looks like a jean jacket,
Mm.
except the
Like
material.
denim.
Yeah, but the material doesn't feel or look like denim. But it's a similar thickness and a similar look to a jean jacket.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
I'll show it to you guys. It's really
not
cool.
leather?
No, it's like I have to figure. I don't know what it is, but it's really nice and thick. And
Suede.
no, that'd be cool. No, that's
Silk.
not suede, but it's really cool. I like it.
Velvet.
I bought that. I bought a shirt, and I bought this T-shirt that I'm wearing right now from Uniqlo. It was like $20.
Bro, I need to go to Uniqlo.
They got a lot of good basic
Uniqlo's
stuff.
the shit.
Yeah. It's like, to me, I've started preferring it over H&M. Like they have higher quality stuff, and it's about the
Yeah.
same price.
Yeah.
And it's also really cool when you check out. I think I've talked about this before.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just walk up to it, and you click start, and then before you even put it in the little bin that they have there,
It
it just like
scans,
it
yeah.
knows what you have in your hand. It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
scary.
And it's Japanese.
Yeah.
It
Anyway,
is.
here's
And I like Japanese things.
me too. I think we all like
So do
Japanese
I.
things.
That might come up later.
Interesting.
Oh,
Wow.
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 We're on the same wavelength.
Before we close off this this cold open here,
Hold on.
I want to throw up, or you want to, if you want to add something, feel free, but give me a second.
Oh, okay. I thought you were gonna end it. I thought you were gonna end it up.
I mean, I was about to, but then you said hold on.
Yeah.
So did you want to keep going after I was done?
I wanted to say something before you end it.
Okay, then I'll say something, then you say something.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
So I want Matty, the editor, to throw up a picture of King Tut's $16 box. But anyway, Patrick, go ahead.
Are we not gonna address the elephant in the room?
No, I thought we'd get to that afterwards.
What's the elephant in the room?
That we're missing an elephant in the room.
Oh, I
I
see.
thought we'd get to that after.
Okay, so we could just
I was just gonna say really quick. Hi, I'm here. I'm doing okay. Zelda,
Matty, how
Tears
you
of the
doing?
Kingdom. It's out. I'm playing it. It's fantastic.
Mm,
End of discussion.
Nice.
okay, cool.
What did you want to say, Patrick? Was it the elephant in
That
the room
is the
thing?
elephant. It was the lack of the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get to it then.
A day like this, that heat, it feel
It
like
like
summer.
summer.
It feel like summer.
One day, preferably when we have video, I want a cold open to be the four of us just singing a song, like a cappella, like no music, just doing it.
What?
Like I thought we'd do like
For
what?
the longest time.
What the fuck is that?
Whoa. For the
No, I thought we'd do like our 4-man My Way or something.
No, we gotta do God Only Knows.
I guess we could do that
God
too.
only knows.
But then we'll have to get it down. Anyways.
What? I'll do that again.
That's fun. I've actually never heard that song. I've only heard you sing it.
Oh,
Or maybe I've seen like I don't really know if I've
There's a Billy Joel rendition of it. There's a
Mm.
a cappella group. They're called like the 4-6 or something.
The Four Seasons.
You talking about Uptown Girl?
No,
No.
I'm not talking about Uptown
Jesus.
Girl, or else I would have said Uptown Girl.
God.
That song's lame.
Yeah, I don't really like it that much.
Like,
And
I love
also-
Billy Joel, but like I think Uptown Girl and also kind of We Didn't Start the Fire.
Uptown Girl.
I think those are both like lame songs.
I like Vienna.
Uptown Girl's not a lame song.
I'm gonna be
It's a
basic and
lame
say
song.
Vienna's my favorite probably. It's like
Vienna's
Vienna.
really, really good. That's not basic.
Slow down, you're doing fine. But also, you know what's weird? On Spotify, when you listen to certain songs, I don't know if it's just a me thing. Like on my phone or in my car, my Bluetooth, at work with the speaker system, there are certain songs that are just louder than others. And then there
Yeah,
are,
they have different.
yeah, like when I sometimes play from my oldies playlist, a lot of the older songs, like the 60s, 70s, 80s songs, like maybe not 80s, but 60s and 70s, they're a little quiet for some reason. But then when what's the song they said? Oh, when Uptown Girl starts playing, it's like it's like fucking crazy loud.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah, that happens on Spotify sometimes. Their shit's not all like the same. Like I think it's all within a.
Oh
all-
god.
It's all within a range probably, but it's not all like as
Yeah.
consistent
I
as
don't
you
like
might
it.
want it to be. Anyways,
Let's talk about
This feels like another cold open.
doesn't.
that's
Didn't
fine.
even
Very
introduce
much.
the show or.
So Matty had the idea to.
Why didn't I didn't do a thing? I was
Oh,
about
I'm
to
sorry.
do a
Go ahead.
thing.
Intro the show.
I was probably just gonna cut all that. I don't know. Maybe we'll leave it. We'll see what happens. Anyways, welcome back to episode 10.
Oh wow, we did it.
Without.
I
Oh.
know of Wildly Adequate, a show about anything, everything, and usually nothing. Is that my intro? Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
so.
I think I got it.
You say it every week.
But the
I
thing
know.
is,
You'd think
the
I'd
thing-
have it by now.
But the thing is, it's never about nothing.
We talk about dumb stuff sometimes.
Or you say, yeah, but so it's basically
Figuratively
like
nothing.
nothing meaning like it's just not important.
Yeah, it's just whatever.
That's, I don't know why I didn't.
We're,
get that.
I-
we're meaningless Smurfs.
Sure.
am 1/3 of your hosting crew today. Whoa, plot twist.
Different fraction this week.
Different fraction. We've got bad news. Malcolm is dead.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd say that.
No, Malcolm is on vacation right
Probably
now. Probably sleeping at
Yeah,
the time of
most
recording.
likely.
So he'll be away for at least the next 3 of these, I think. So today it's going to be just the 3 of us. I am joined, as always, by Mr. Mark
That's me.
and Mr. Patrick.
This is the first ever episode where I was introduced, not second.
Oh wow.
Crazy.
No. Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I think it's because where you're sitting, Matty got
Because
thrown
I'm
off.
always.
Don't I?
his-
Oh, I usually do you first. That's
Yeah.
right.
That's right.
Yeah.
But
I'll
now
do
he's
you
in,
first any day.
now he's in.
Oh,
but now he's
oh.
in. Now he's sitting in Malcolm's spots. Maybe that's
Yeah, I'm
why.
all
think-
thrown off, and Malcolm's not here. I'm scared.
What if? Okay, let me throw you guys a question here. What if our views tripled from now on until Malcolm gets back, and then it went back to what it was? Would we just kick him out?
I would look him in the eye and say, Malcolm, it was fun when it lasted.
That's
but-
showbiz, baby.
That's showbiz, baby.
That's
Now,
showbiz.
sorry, sweetheart.
as Mark was starting to say here before we get too into the weeds, this week we had thought we were going to do just 3 topics instead of 4, but then I kind of had an idea of doing like a 4th bonus one that wasn't really like any one of ours. Like we'll do our 3 after this one because it just kind of made sense. If we do more of these, just 3 of us, we probably will just do it 3 topics for simplicity's sake.
Yep.
But today we've got, something recent on our minds.
Definitely.
So a little film called Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
You know what-
Full
you know what-
name. What's the full name?
I forgot.
That is the
that's
full
it.
name.
But you know
Oh,
what?
wait,
I was
that
gonna
is-
say sometimes I forget that it's volume.
Mm-hmm.
I just say Guardians of the Galaxy 3, but then I was like watching a video of James Gunn like talking about his top 5 favorite superhero movies, and he said like he mentioned his movie Guardians of the Galaxy, and he said Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and I was like, oh, interesting. I didn't think it was volume, but I guess 1 and 2 are the same thing, right?
1, I think, is just Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh,
I think
volume.
it's with 2 and 3 they get the volume
I like
thing
it. It's cool.
attached to it. It's neat. It's a
I
nice
mean,
little
it's
touch.
a retrospective volume 1.
Sure, kind of like how Star Wars became A New Hope
Yeah.
retrospectively. But anyways, so yeah, Guardians 3 has come out,
Episode
and we
4, you
figured.
mean
Yeah.
Retrospectively, you said A New Hope. It was always in A New Hope.
No, but when it first came out, it was just Star Wars.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, and
I
then it
didn't
was
know
like
that.
yeah,
I
it was
didn't know
just
that either.
Star Wars, and then it was like
Oh.
years later when I think closer to the time of the prequels where they like added the
Really?
subtitle
That-
of like
that
A New
late?
Hope. Yeah, I don't
Crazy.
think it was like
So
immediately
even,
after.
even when Return of the Jedi came out. So you're saying maybe maybe then Guardians of the Galaxy it'll be called Volume 1 like 5 years from now.
Yeah,
Probably not
maybe.
though.
Because the idea was it was
Probably,
just
why not? If they release like a triple pack of like a
Sure.
Blu-rays, it'll be volume 1, 2, 3.
Oh, maybe.
well, because the idea was just that it was Star Wars,
Mm.
Yeah.
and then it was Star Wars: The Empire
then it
Strikes
wasn't-
Back, and then Star Wars: Return of the Jedi, and then that was
Yeah.
all anybody had. So you didn't really need a subtitle on the first one. But
Yeah,
then
why
when the
did they-
prequels came out, they were like, "Oh, well, it's Episode 4, and it's New Hope and all that."
Yeah, I didn't really. I feel like that's not necessary though. Thinking back on it, like why could they could have just left it as Star Wars?
I think you could have just left it like Phantom Menace, Attack of the
Yeah.
Clones, Revenge
I mean,
of
I
the
only
Jedi,
know
or-
it that way, so I would feel uncomfortable.
Well, but
Which is
it-
also true.
being just
True,
Star
but then
Wars.
also, I think it was a good call because just saying Star Wars Episode 4, no name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that they all have a subtitle of some kind,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
to not give it, to do it in retrospect, I think actually works.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Back to
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So we just figured we'd talk about, what we thought of the movie, do some little bit of reviewing here for you fine folks, maybe talk
Mhm.
about the other movies as kind of a retrospective. So I will toss out there, in case so I don't have to listen to any bitching and moaning.
Spoiler alert.
We will be spoiling, probably, let's just cover all our bases here, the first Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, maybe Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, and I'll probably mention the holiday special at some point. So those are your fucking spoiler warnings for all 5
I've
of those
never seen
things.
the holidays.
Me neither. So maybe don't talk about it for me. Because I do want to know more
Then
about
maybe
it.
we'll stay away from that. It's cute. It's worth a watch. It's only like an hour.
We'll do.
But anyways, so yes, Guardians 3. What did you fellas think of this film?
Dude, I'm gonna.
Should we give like
start?
ratings first, or
I mean, I don't know.
just
Really,
like
I don't
a
really,
number rating? Or
I don't really
no?
have a number in my mind,
Okay.
but I absolutely loved it. I thought it was insanely good. I
Okay.
I've been thinking about it the last couple of days, and also I've been seeing a lot of memes for it and stuff. But I think that it's one of the best Marvel movies I've ever seen. Let alone any of comparative to the other Guardians of the Galaxy movies or like this newest phase. I think it's like top 3 of. It's in my top 3 favorite Marvel movies I've ever seen, and also potentially in my top 5 or 3 favorite superhero movies or like comic book movies I've ever seen. I just thought it was incredible. Like, I've never felt so. Even with Infinity War and Endgame, it was definitely emotional for sure. But for some reason, maybe it's because of Rocket's backstory and stuff. But like, I just never felt so sad watching a movie and like. But then also,
You never felt so sad watching any movie.
like a Marvel movie,
Oh,
I'd say. Like, because I mean, I've seen like a movie like about The Pianist, which is about the Holocaust, and that's really sad, and that's real.
so more sad or less sad?
I mean, it's the most sad Marvel movie I've ever seen, but definitely
Okay.
The Pianist was more sad.
Okay.
But I don't know. It's like I've never felt that way watching a Marvel movie where I'm like going from I straight up teared up a couple different times, and then other times I was laughing out loud. Like the spectrum of emotions was like really great. And I just I don't know. It was like and then also the action was really fun too. Like sometimes like you can't have it all. Like emotionally it's really good, but maybe it's like not as funny and the action is lackluster or whatever. But they killed it in everything. Like visually it was amazing. The performances were great. I think Chris Pratt was amazing, and so was Bradley Cooper as Rocket. Yeah, and the action was really fun to watch, and then also it was really funny. Like I loved everything about it. I don't really have a number in mind. I'd probably go as high as like at least a 9, if not like a 9.5 or something like that. I think I'm trying to think of another Marvel movie that I like more in the MCU, like the universe, but I don't even know if I can think of one. I think it might be my favorite Marvel movie I've ever seen. Like just in terms of like it being a movie. It might not be the best Marvel movie in terms of like I can think like of an Avengers movie as a more fun comic book movie, but as like an overall movie, like independent of the universe, like it might be my favorite. I think I'm comfortable saying that.
Idiot. Go on, Patrick.
You're saying I'm an idiot?
Also,
No, Mark.
last thing I'll say about it too is, I think 1 is great. It's like a solid 8 at least to me. 2 is like a 9. I'd give this like a for me they kept getting a little better.
Kept getting better,
I
yeah.
thought it was amazing.
I thought it was good. I didn't know anything about it going in, so I really enjoyed the plot with Rocket that they
Mhm.
walked us through. It was really, you're right, it was really emotional. And there was a line in the movie where I think what was she?
Gamora,
No,
Nebula.
the animal.
Mantis. Oh, Cosmo.
Yeah, like the girl with
Or do you mean Lila?
arms. Lila, thank you.
His like lady friend.
His
in
lady
the
friend.
animal
She said
things.
something like, "Oh, like you've always been the main
Character.
It's always been your story
Yeah.
kind of thing." And it
Mhm.
was like, in a way, like he hasn't always been the main character, but like I feel like he was probably the most popular character in like in the series, like Guardians of the Galaxy? I mean, I could be wrong. What do you guys think?
I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have different favorites. I feel like for a lot of people, Groot was the guy. Everyone was talking about Groot back in the day.
Groot's got a lot of mass appeal, but that's also just because it's like an easy, like, oh, he's cute and whatever. Like, but I get what you're saying. Like, because even them saying that in the movie, just to piggyback on that, I don't necessarily see that so much in the first one, but like Guardians 2, again, that's like a very Star-Lord centric movie, but like a lot of it hinges on Rocket with him like stealing the batteries in the beginning and all that shit, and how that like bites them in the ass, and then them sort of like falling apart as a team a little, and then like, you know, coming back together. Like a lot of that centers around Rocket, and I think like for sure I would argue Guardians 2 is more of a Star-Lord movie. The first one I guess is
a team,
more like team and holistic because it's getting the band together.
Yep.
But I think 2 is very specifically a Star-Lord movie, especially with the bad guy being, you know, fucking his dad. Whereas like
shout out to Kurt Russell.
Shout out to sex god Kurt Russell. Whereas in 3, I think it's clearly Rocket's movie. Of course. Again, with the bad guy being like his dad in a way, kind of thing.
Yeah. That being said, though, I feel like the thing I love about 3 a lot too is that they didn't really. I think that they did better than the first 2 movies is that multiple different characters had like a lot more depth. Like I felt like I heard a lot more from like Nebula, or I felt like even what's her name, Mantis as well.
Wasn't really a part of
the original
other movies, right?
Well, she's not really in 1. She's in it, but she's just, you know, one of the antagonists. Then 2, she's in it, and that's where she sort of like becomes one of them, sort of thing, because she still starts off like kind of, you know, at odds with them, and then by the time it's like Infinity War and Endgame and 3 and all that, she's with them.
But I even like how Drax had his own kind of like journey in the movie too, about like what his purpose is, and like, and how at the end it's kind of like his purpose is to be a father, and he's like this like good father figure, and he was like making the kids laugh and all that shit. I thought that was cool. So I just like how a bunch of different characters had more of a interesting arc, I guess.
There were things that annoyed me about it though. Everyone is yelling in that movie.
The characters?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was really getting under my skin.
Well, also I feel like, I mean, I don't know.
Like, am I the only one that noticed that? Like,
well, that's kind of
yelling at each other back and forth the whole goddamn movie.
Well, that's kind of their thing too, of like them, like, you know, they're sort of like a dysfunctional family in some sense, where it's like they're always kind of like, you know, bickering and like.
But it's not bickering. It's full on screaming matches.
I guess.
And my head was hurting at one point.
I didn't really notice it. I mean, I feel like it seemed like you were tired though. It seemed like you were like already like low energy. Like even Malcolm and I were like, why does he seem like he's like so low energy?
Yeah, I had a long.
So, but maybe if you had like, if it was like you were like still up and at him and like had a lot of energy, it would be less like taxing to hear that.
Do a bump, then go see the movie again.
Love it.
Why would I?
Also,
why not just take a nap or get a good night's sleep, take a bump?
Because I want you to be up.
Right.
I'm gonna throw this in too. The music was amazing. I know. I was talking with Matty about it afterwards, and he was saying like, you were saying that you like Volume 1 and Volume 2 soundtracks more. I think I'd agree overall, but that being said, I still love the soundtrack for this one.
I just think the like kind of needle drop moments in 1 and 2 work better.
Sure.
Like I think 3 starting with Creep.
I love that. I've been listening to that.
Set a very like good tone for the movie, because with 1, I don't even remember if 1 starts with music. I forget, but 2 starts with Mr. Blue Sky.
Isn't 1 when he's like stealing the orb, the power orb or whatever?
Yeah,
and
then it might start with the Come and Get. Yeah, see, I thought to me like that, like Come and Get Your Love to me was such a like great iconic scene and such a tone setter for what this was going to be. And then I think Mr. Blue Sky in the beginning of 2 when they're fighting the big battery eating monster was also so good. And then I think Creep again worked as like a totally different but like just as good tone setter. Like I think all 3 of them used their first needle drop moments to such great effect.
Amazing.
It's just I think 1 and 2 did it better throughout, whereas I think 3 kind of like I Like Crazy on You with Adam Warlock showing up, but it's like there's a bunch of different songs you probably could have thrown in there that would have worked, and like some of the other later songs, like even that final fight where it's that like shot of them in the hallway fighting all those monsters. That scene
awesome
from like
scene.
an action choreographed perspective is so fucking good. But when they're playing like No Sleep Till Brooklyn, it's like I like that song, but it's like again, like I feel like there's other songs you could have thrown in here that would have worked. Whereas like I can't imagine certain scenes in the other movies like with other songs. Like I can't picture Volume 2 like them when they have the kind of falling out moment of like Rocket staying behind with the ship with I think Nebula and Groot when Star-Lord goes off to do whatever with like Ego and Mantis and Gamora and everybody. Like I can't picture a better song at that moment than The Chain. And like I can't picture a better like song metaphor for like Ego's kind of character in that movie than Brandy. Like there's all these different songs in those movies that I think just work better. Whereas in 3 it was like there's a really good soundtrack, but like just a couple of these songs could have been like interchanged and I wouldn't have like noticed.
Fair
Honestly,
enough.
say what you will about Guardians of the Galaxy, I think every single time they like the soundtrack is on point.
Amazing.
It's always really good.
The best of all the superhero movies. They always have the best soundtrack.
They are like those movies are the ones for music.
And Guardians 1 also kind of like in a way
it's
invented
kind of like
that.
I know. I was about to say it's kind of part of its identity almost. Like,
yeah.
When I think of
music
Guardians of the
is a part
Galaxy,
of
I
it.
think, yeah, exactly.
Like the Walkman and that stuff.
Would we get something like Something in the Way in the Batman without Guardians? Like maybe, maybe not. Like because the entire thing, like and Matt Reeves even talked about it with the Batman, where it's like, yeah, this version of Bruce Wayne is kind of like Kurt Cobain, and it's like, and it's heavily influenced by that, and hence Something in the Way and whatever and all that, blah blah blah. And it's like Guardians kind of gave birth to a lot of that of like, oh, we're just gonna like use like older kind of music and shit to like, you know, punctuate all these things.
Yeah.
So I don't get me wrong, I think the Guardians 3 soundtrack is really good.
Oh, I love
I
it.
just think 1 and 2 do it
better.
better.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. Also, what I was gonna say too is like, I was comparing it to other Marvel movies, but like I don't know if I might have mentioned this. I have like terrible like short-term memory, but I think it's like I think I said this actually. It's one of my favorite superhero movies. Period. Like to me, it's up there with the Batman. Funnily enough, the Suicide Squad, which was directed by James Gunn as well. Logan, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And I don't know what I put as my 5th, but it's in my top 5, 100%. I think I don't know the order. I don't know. It just blew me away. I was laughing the whole time, and then I was crying, and then I was like, it was amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, it was legit. Well, I guess we mostly talked about 3, which is good, and we're coming up on like 20 minutes here, so we don't have to belabor this too long. But some quick things I just wanted to rattle off, just that I loved about it before we go. Gamora and Star-Lord not getting together, such a nice call, where in like so many other movies would be like, oh my god, she rediscovers her love for him and all that. I fucking love that they're just like, nah,
but I like that
they're just not together.
But I like that there's like a little bit of a
like, oh, clearly there's like some of that spark still there, but I just like that they didn't force it, like that it was just left to its own thing. I think was great. The entire cast does such a fantastic job, but I think Chris Pratt specifically in a lot of stuff stands out. Like specifically the scene where they think Rocket's died, when like Gamora's like telling him like he's gone kind of thing, like you have to let him go. He's like losing his shit. I was like, holy fucking shit. I was like, this is intense.
Same when Rocket loses his shit after they kill his friends.
Yes.
They kill all his friends, and he just like lets out this like blood curdling scream / cry. But then it turns quickly into him like getting super angry and then leaping on the High Evolutionary. That whole scene was like, fuck, it was so hard to watch, but it was like so emotional and well done. Like Bradley Cooper's a monster. He's so good.
He's really good. And then my next shout out was going to be specifically
before you shut that out.
Please go.
I'm sorry, I have to push back on what you just said about that Rocket scene.
What scene?
The one where
was the yelling annoying you?
Well, what I was gonna say was from where I was sitting, I feel like that scene would have hit better if I didn't perceive the whole movie as being yelling. You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
I guess.
Like the
it was just another yell or something?
It was just another yell to me, and like if I didn't perceive it in that way, then it would have hit more. But
to me, like, what else would he have done in that? Like that made the most sense in the moment, as opposed to him being like.
I'm not saying he shouldn't have yelled. I'm just saying,
okay.
Coupled with all the other yelling I heard in the movie, it just kind of blended in. Like it didn't seem like a standout moment.
I guess I didn't really notice like how loud the movie was, because I feel like with a lot of Marvel movies, it's like a lot of explosions and people yelling to each other to like talk over the explosions. I never felt like it was like particularly loud, but that's fair. Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to shout out just like this more supporting cast characters and everybody around them. Like I really liked
the dog?
Sean Gunn. Like I think he's really good as Kraglin, and he was young Rocket.
Yes.
Like it wasn't Bradley Cooper.
Which
Bradley
is amazing.
Cooper was older.
Oh yeah,
like
yeah,
Rocket, but like
right,
all those scenes of Rocket when he's like
right.
a kid and he's like
What are you
got the like
talking about?
The guy who plays Yondu's replacement.
Oh,
with
okay.
the fan thing.
You know, I read that online. I completely forgot that, because when I was saying that scene where young Rocket's like screaming, I was I was giving credit to Bradley Cooper, but it is Sean.
It might be
Sean.
him by that point because
Oh,
at
okay.
some point it switches over when he's older, where it's Bradley Cooper
But the baby,
doing
like
Rocket.
the
But
young
like
one.
young Rocket is Sean Gunn, and I think he does a really good job.
Yeah.
And I also just think he's good as Kraglin. I love Cosmo. I forget the actress's name, but she's Borat's sister in Borat
Yes,
2. Like,
yeah.
she's great. And I also forget his name. He's great in Peacemaker, but the guy who plays High Evolutionary
He killed it.
was awesome and like such a cool villain that
One of the better ones in a while.
kind of borders on the like I'm a bad guy for bad guy's sake, but like there's a little bit of like extra depth to him. Like, it's not totally
creepy.
surface layer, and he is creepy. I like the like gravity power thing they give him, and there's just little like, well, this will factor into my second last thing. There's little touches throughout the movie, and I think one of them with him is when he's talking to Rocket, like the way he like just puts his whole hands
Like,
around
grabbing
Rocket's
him.
head and is almost like squeezing a little too tight. Like, there's something about that that's just like really fucked up and like
Unnerving. Yeah.
unnerving and violent, like more so than if he was like pointing a gun at Rocket or something. Like, just that him, like the intimacy of it is like really dark and whatever. And that leads into my second last thing is there's a lot of like smaller moments before I get to the big moment that I think work in the movie as these little character moments. My favorite one specifically being, and like the perfect encapsulation of somebody's character arc, is with Nebula towards the end of the movie when she's stuck on the ship with Drax and Mantis, and they finally get in contact with like Star-Lord and Gamora and them, and they're like, oh, you're on the ship, we got off the fucking ship and whatever. And they're like, well, we got on the ship to save you guys and whatever. When they're like kind of bickering back and forth, and Rocket finally turns on the like
Oh,
comms and like says something, and then they're all like, Rocket, and he's like, yeah, I'm still here. It's not like really highlighted, it's not really focused on it. It's just such a subtle moment, but like Nebula getting choked up, and it's like you think about where she was in the first movie as just like this, you
Hating
know,
him.
I'm an evil bad guy, blah blah blah, to like now where she's like got this family and like cares so deeply about them, and her just like getting choked up and just like hearing that he's okay was such a like
Yeah, sweet.
such a like small but like perfect moment. And then the last thing I'll shout out before we get out of this is my favorite moment of the entire movie, which is the scene of Rocket like dying in quotes when he is in like, you know, the fucking heaven thing or whatever.
Oh,
and it's
yeah.
all white. And that scene of him like where I thought they were just straight up gonna kill him, but that scene of him like being, you know, in whatever heaven and like seeing Lila and like,
That made
you
me
know,
tear up.
Teefs and
him and Teefs and Floor or whatever, and being like, you know, all our friends are here, whatever, and the sky's here, and it is beautiful and all this stuff. And and like the moment of like him being like, "Can I come with you?" and then being like, "Yeah, sure." And then
Not
the
yet.
like other scene that I love of like the cutting back of like him flatlining on the table, and they think he's dead, and like the great moment out of Chris Pratt I love. But the fucking when it comes back to that, and I again thought they're gonna straight up kill him off, but when Lila stops him and is like, "Not yet," kind of thing, like you're not done yet, was such a like. That's my favorite moment in the whole movie because I think there's such a power in that, and I think it speaks to the theme of Guardians 3, which to me I think is second chances, and I'm not the first person to say it, but I think that's kind of the theme of Guardians 3 because you see it in like, it's just kind of encapsulated in everybody where it's like even Adam Warlock's whole thing where I think he's kind of like a little lame and a bit of a wasted character, but even his turn to like him being the one to save Star-Lord at the end is like his encapsulation of like, oh, he got his second chance.
or even Star-Lord going from like this like now drunk like alcoholic guy to like
Yes,
coming
and
back
like
and-
going back to Earth at the end and like trying to like, you know, just like retire
Reconnect.
basically and like reconnect with his family. It's like he gets his second chance at life. Gamora gets literally a second chance at life.
Drax with the father
Drax
thing.
gets his second chance of being a dad. Mantis gets to go, you know, discover herself. Nebula gets the second chance. Rocket again literally gets a second.
Gamora with her Raider
Yeah,
people.
with like the Ravagers and everybody, and Adam Warlock, you know, to become a hero as opposed to being
that's
just this
cool.
kind of like weapon. Even the fucking High Evolutionary, like the fact that Rocket like lets him live at the end. Like, there's just such a like theme of like second chances in the movie that I think
I'm glad-
works so well. And to me, it's like, again, the most powerful moment of the movie, I think, and my favorite moment of the movie, and what it can encapsulates Jesus Christ. Encapsulates that theme so perfectly. It's like the fifth time I used that word. Is that scene of just like, it's not the like him being like, "Can I come?" and then being yes, but it's the when they cut back to it of like her stopping it, being like, "Not yet," kind of
Yeah,
thing.
so perfect. Also, I was gonna say like, I'm glad that he didn't kill the High Evolutionary. I think it would have left a bad taste in everybody's mouth for him to be like, I'm sure a lot of people would like to see that him get killed because he's such a horrible like person in the movie. But like the fact that he kind of showed that remorse makes you like you see his kind of like him moving on from it, basically, as opposed to him like still wanting to get that vengeance and shit.
Yeah.
So I like that they did. I think that would have been really a mistake to do that, and I'm glad they didn't do that.
Yeah. So, anyways, good movie. Go fucking see it.
Great movie.
And if you haven't seen it already, then why the hell did you listen to this, idiot? What are you, dumb? What are you, stupid? Moron?
Stop harassing our audience.
So, good movie. Anyways,
That was a topic.
that was a topic.
Did we intro the show?
We did. Now we're back.
Okay. And since that wasn't anyone's topic, how do we go from here
I don't know. I mean,
with the transitions?
I think we're just going to let it hang.
Okay.
I guess I'll just start then.
Take us away.
So my topic is pretty brief, but I feel like it could go into a bunch of different directions. But today, when I mentioned in the cold open that I went to the mall, and I went to a store called Lids. Now Lids just sells hats. It just sells only hats.
It's crazy that they're in business.
I know, right? I mean, you'd think that it's like they don't sell. It doesn't seem like they sell anything else. I mean, I didn't really take
literally just sell hats.
I didn't take a good look, but
Yeah.
it's just hats. That's all I saw. Just Lids. But side note before I get into my main idea, I don't like the hats that are like flat.
Like the baseball caps?
No, those I like because they're like curved. Oh no, but you're saying like the
flat
traditional
brim ones.
Yeah, the flat brim ones look
I've always
horrible.
hated that shit.
Like-
I need a baseball cap where
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the bill of it like
Yup.
bends, like the curve in it. I can't stand
Part
the
of
flat look.
why I think you don't like that and why I also don't like those is it's not even like the shape of like the brim.
Mm-hmm.
It's the weird shape of the actual cap itself.
It
is
It's
very
so
strange.
circular. It's
Yeah.
not like
It's just a weird look. Like I don't think it fits to the like people's
Yeah.
heads as nice.
Yeah.
And I also feel like because it doesn't fit as nice, then that's when you get the dumbass look of people like they like put the hat on their head,
But not on their
but they
head.
don't like pull it down
Yeah,
over
yeah.
their head. Like it's basically just resting. Like a small gust of wind
Okay.
Well,
would knock it
yes.
off.
So this kind of relates to my topic a little bit. So I went to go try on a couple different hats because I was on
from Lids.
because I went on Instagram and I found this this guy was just doing a reel. He was eating like some sort of pastrami sandwich at a deli or something, and he was wearing like a. I'm gonna show you guys a picture. You can throw it up here. We're gonna blur out his face because I don't want anyone to. I mean, here I'm gonna show you.
I'm
We
gonna
can-
put something
we can cut all
horrible
this
over
out.
his face.
I think I took a
Something
screenshot
god-awful.
of it. Here we go.
Here we go.
Screenshots. Okay, this was his hat, right?
Okay.
And I remember watching the video and being like, I really like his.
Wait a minute, hold on.
What's up?
This I thought you were pulling up like a Google image. This
No.
is just some picture of some man that you took.
No. I didn't take this picture.
Oh, I thought this was
That
like
looks
it
like a
looks like a
picture you
candid
took.
picture
Brother,
you took.
This is from Instagram Reels. I just screenshotted it.
Oh.
my God, Mario.
I would never
thought
dare
you
to
were
get
with-
that
I
close.
thought you were with that man.
It
No.
looks like it looks like you were just sitting at like the table across from that guy and you just like took a picture
No,
of him.
I was scrolling through Reels and I saw like a post of the same guy. He was like shaving his beard
Mm,
and he was kind of funny. Like he was like a comedian type guy. And then I clicked on his account and I saw this hat and I'm like, I like this hat. So
that
I like the-
looks like an LA
Dodgers.
Dodgers hat.
I like
a
I
sports
like
team.
I like the shape of it. I like the color.
That's
I
like
li-
classic.
I like the
baseball.
classic
Yeah.
look. Okay.
Mhm.
So I saw that and I was like, you know what? I threw it on my list of other things that I wanted to buy, and I was like, you know what? I've never gone into Lids and actually shopped, so I'm gonna go in there and see what I like. I saw a similar hat, but I was like, I don't want to get a hat for a team that I don't really know or care about. So I was like, maybe
You
I
don't watch baseball.
That's why I said I don't want to do it. That's what I just said.
But you want a cap like that.
So that's why I went to the end of the Lids and I found some Maple Leaf stuff. 'Cause
Mm.
So anyway, I didn't end up buying anything, and here's why.
Okay.
So I don't know if it's just like the shape of my head, but when I put on caps, like a baseball cap, I have a problem where if I leave it on the top of my head, that problem comes up with that Matty talked about where it just kind of looks silly, just like sitting on the top of my head without actually pulling it down. It looks too high. But then if I pull it down, the way my ears are situated in my head shape, my ears like stick out really heavily, and I look like a doofus. They just stick out left and like it looks horrible. And there's not really much of an in between. Like I can pull it up a little bit, but as long as the bottom of the
You
hat,
have pictures?
we can put them up. Sure, I'll take some after. But
You have the hat? You have a hat that you could
yeah, I
show
have
us?
Malcolm's hat that he gave me from Costa Rica.
Okay.
But there's no in between for me because the bottom of the hat, if you can imagine, if it's under the top tip of my ear, my ears are gonna stick out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always gonna fold,
But
and
is
my
it actually sticking out like
it
you're-
is, bro. It
like
looks
you're a
terrible.
doofus?
Yeah.
Like you're Dumbo?
It looks weird. Yeah, I'm Dumbo. So anyway, the point is, my topic today is, I wish I looked good in blank. So I wish I looked, dude. I wish I looked good in baseball caps. I've seen people wear them. I think they look cool.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of people wearing them backwards. Patrick's wearing one right now backwards, and interestingly enough, but I like the way they look in that picture, like I showed. And
So are you saying you don't like my hat right now, the way I'm wearing it?
I like your hat. I just don't like the way of wearing it personally.
You'd rather me wear it forward and have my vision obstructed, right?
I don't really care how you wear it. To
I
be
actually
honest.
think the way you're wearing it, like, it's fine.
Yeah, it looks okay.
I think backwards hats can work in a given situation. Sideways caps, never, not once.
my
Don't
God.
ever do that. You're worse than scum if you do
so
that.
Oh my
yeah. Anyway, the point is like I'm really upset that I can't pull off a baseball cap, and I
Okay.
tried a bunch of different ones on, and they just like don't look good on me. I don't know why. Like I can't get past that problem of my ear sticking out or it being way too high in my head. Maybe I have to find like really shallow hats that aren't as deep so that I can just let it rest on the top of my head and it still like fits my head. So what I want to ask you guys, A, what do you think about this problem? Have you ever had this problem? I don't think so because I've seen you guys wear baseball caps. And 2, what's an item of clothing, a fashion style, or something that you wish that you could pull off but you just can't pull off?
Well, I have 2 things to your hat point before we get into
Sure.
what I don't think I can pull off. The first thing I was going to say is I think part of that is just like I would argue I'm a hat guy.
Yeah,
Like I got a
I've
couple
seen you
different
do it.
baseball caps, and every once in a while I throw them on. I like being a hat guy. Like I just like having that option of like, fuck it. Like I don't want to do my
I
hat
hate
today or
that.
whatever, or like hair today or
I
whatever.
hate
You hate
that.
I'm
what?
just gonna throw a hat on.
You hate what?
I'm a hat guy.
What
I'm
do you
not
mean?
saying that
That
it's
term,
like I'm not saying it like I'm a hat enthusiast.
I'm a hat guy.
I'm not like walking into lids being like, oh, the new
I
models
could
are
proudly
out.
say I'm a hat guy.
No, it's
What
just
does
like
that
I'm
mean,
glad
bro?
that like I'm glad that I can pull off a hat. But
Okay.
the thing I was gonna say to Mark is I have a similar thing where it's like if I'm wearing a baseball cap, I think the tips of my ears pop out the sides. I just don't like think about it or worry about it that much. So I think honestly you could probably just do it and it wouldn't be that big a deal.
It just
But
looks so dramatic to me.
well, but the counter to that I was gonna say, and the other thing I was gonna say is if you're looking into becoming a hat guy, because
I'd love to.
there's different types of hat guys, and what I think you could pull off easily
Can
is
I
if you
guess?
were
A beanie man.
a beanie man. Become a beanie guy
I
where
have
it's
a
like
beanie.
You
because
know
a
what you
lot
could
of
do too, especially summer. Sorry to cut you off there.
don't go.
Especially summer.
Bucket hat.
Bucket hat guy.
That's right.
You could definitely be a bucket hat
Now,
guy.
see,
I want to be a bucket hat
bucket
guy.
hats
I
though.
have a-
Bucket hats, I feel like
Acquired
Don't
taste.
you dare.
no. I also
bad
like.
mouth bucket hats.
I like bucket hats, and in fact, I'd like to get one.
I want one
just
too.
for
They're
like
expensive shit,
outdoorsy
though.
kind of weather. But my problem is like I feel like with bucket hats, the problem is people wear bucket hats.
Okay.
People wear bucket hats kind of like how I have my pair of Crocs that I got recently, and I wear them everywhere. And I probably shouldn't, but I wear them everywhere. And that's my thing with bucket hats, where I feel like bucket hats are a very specific look for a very like specific set of circumstances. Not like one specific set of circumstances, but I'm saying like bucket hats to me fit into a certain category, whereas there are people who will like just wear bucket hats like I'm going to the fucking movies, let me wear my bucket hat.
Okay.
And it's like,
that
what
is
are you
something
doing?
I don't really see that often. To be
Yeah, I
honest.
don't see that often either. But like, can you just wear a bucket hat like to the city?
Sure, that's what
Okay.
I'm saying. That like I feel like it goes with a certain setting, like outdoorsy is what I'm thinking. Like whether you're at the beach or you're camping or you're going to like hang out in the city or go to the park or something. I don't know what's going on with our tablecloth right now. Patrick's having a problem right now. That's what I was gonna say, Mark, because I feel like if you just became like a beanie guy and you get a couple different options where like in the winter you get like a slightly thicker one for like actual warm, but then in like warmer weather you just get like a thinner kind of one.
Yeah.
Solid color. You don't worry about like any designs or logos or any stuff.
Now I'm gonna interject
I
here.
like this.
Oh no,
What?
I was gonna interject
Patrick's
and
been
say
shaking his
don't
head
be
the
a
whole
beanie
time.
guy.
Okay. There's
Because
again,
because a beanie is not a one-to-one replacement with a baseball cap.
No,
it's
but-
a different
No.
vibe,
for sure.
But neither
and
is
I
a
don't think
bucket
that's
hat.
the vibe you want.
But
Why
neither
is
is a
that
bucket hat.
Why is that not the vibe I want? I feel like I could be a beanie vibe man. Also,
Maybe.
I've had beanies before and I've worn them, and there's less of a problem with beanies where like I think it's kind of silly when you see celebrities wear it just on the top of their head and it pops out like a nipple, like it's like the nipple look. It's like super hot. It's like very like pinched.
Yeah.
I like the way Malcolm wears.
Yes,
beanies.
Malcolm, for
Sure.
example, is a beanie guy.
He's a
sort
beanie
of.
man.
He pulls off a beanie.
But at the same time, like beanie man to me is very like, it's very skater guy, which I like that aesthetic a lot for sure. But I feel like at heart, I'd rather be a baseball cap man. I respect it more. I don't know why. I think it looks like I think it looks. I think a part of the beanie look is like a lot of
Bum.
a lot of arts. Okay, so two things.
Oh wow,
two
we went
things.
two
No,
different
no, 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 no.
No,
directions.
but you're
with
both
that.
right.
Oh,
Like
wow.
a kind of like very not giving a shit, not trying to like clean
Yeah, but it
yourself up
depends
at
on
all.
how you wear the beanie. Like if you wear like Malcolm,
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I was
that's
gonna-
what
Oh,
I was
okay,
gonna say,
okay. So yeah, I understand, and I like the way Malcolm wears it for sure, but it matches his aesthetic. But
Yes.
like, but to me, it's like I was gonna agree with you where beanie to me is two things. It's either you're kind of like disheveled, not really cleaned up, or you're like kind of like skater / like pretentious like
It's like a
artist type.
style thing.
Mm.
Yes, I know
what I'm
exactly.
saying?
As somebody who went to art school, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you're talking
And I'm
about.
sure a lot of people in art school did the whole like barely on their head
Yes,
shit.
there were a lot of like beanie people, and again, some people I think like I even know personally
like in 40-degree weather and shit.
exactly. But some people that I knew or like know personally, like Malcolm, I think pull it off. But there were definitely like, it was less of like, it was more fashion over function.
Sure.
Was there were people who would wear beanies as like part of like a fit, as opposed to like
Well, to me, baseball caps would be the same function. It would be mainly, it would be like for me the reason I'd want to wear it is not to protect myself from the sun. That would be like a bad added bonus, but because I like the way they look.
See, I like the way the like a baseball cap looks on me, but I don't necessarily ever think about it in the sense of incorporating it into like what I'm wearing.
So you mainly wear it because of it helping you block the sun.
That, and it's also just like
Form of expression, right?
It's it's a form of expression because I got like my Rush hat and like
Sure.
a couple hats with logos and shit on. But it is honestly a thing sometimes of like if there's days where it's like I don't really feel like doing like anything with my hair today.
That's
Like, I'm
literally
just
what
gonna-
it is with me.
I'm just gonna like hide it under a cap. Whereas like I guess because the thing is too is like I am not somebody who normally puts a lot of thought into like how they dress. So it's like if I am specifically going out of my way to dress like nice for a thing, then I'm almost certainly not wearing
Yeah.
the hat. You
Yeah.
know, like it's like if I'm going to dinner somewhere and I'm dressing a little nicer,
Well, sure.
it's like I'm not wearing the hat with it kind of thing.
For me, a hat is not a form of expression whatsoever. I wear a hat only on the days where my hair is not looking good.
Yeah, it's just like a convenient thing.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like
yeah.
I don't. My dilemma is I'm not sure whether it's actually like my head shape / ear
Well-
situation that's causing the problem, or maybe I'm just like thinking about it too much. And if I wore a hat, you guys wouldn't be like, that looks weird on you.
I think you should wear a hat. Like we need to see it.
Well, okay,
You know
so
what I mean?
I like the one that Malcolm got me. It's like navy blue. I like the
Okay.
color of it, but it is a very, very deep one. Even Matty pointed out it's like very deep, right? So like that one especially is not going to work for me.
Okay.
Like the one that you're wearing, can I try it on?
It's pretty shallow. You
Can
want
I try? Can I try? I do have lice, but anyway, it's fine.
Okay.
While this
You just ruined it.
Let me try it
While
on.
this transition of the
This is
hat
live.
is happening, I will say what I like about the hat that Malcolm got me is it's one of those baseball caps where it's not the full.
Yeah.
See, that works. See, but even
Yeah,
on
it
that
doesn't even
one,
get to
it's
your
low
ears.
enough to your ears
So
that
feels
like
good.
you're.
It's right above.
Yeah, it's above your ear.
It's right above my ears, so it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
feel bad.
like that hat, for example, that Patrick just gave you that you're now currently wearing. I don't think
I'm gonna take a look in the.
there's like any problem with that. But what I was gonna say is what I like about the hat that Malcolm got me is that it's one of those baseball caps where it's like the front of it is like like full fabric or full covered or whatever,
Okay.
and the back is like that kind of like plastic mesh.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like such a trucker hat. And before I got my hair cut in April last month, when I had like the longer hair, and I think by then Malcolm had given us the hat, I'd have like the long ass hair sticking out the back and wearing that hat. I looked like such a like
Redneck.
redneck, middle of nowhere.
were gonna say, like, hockey
trucker
boy.
dude. I also kind of had a hockey guy look
Flow.
going on with the flow. You got some flow going on too, Patrick.
So okay,
Um,
Can
I-
we just talk about how expensive bucket hats are? We never even talked about that.
oh, we'll get to that in a second. But
Yeah.
what I was gonna say is that
what can
I
we not wear?
I looked I looked at myself with my front camera just a moment ago
Yeah.
with Patrick's hat,
You look good.
and I appreciate that. I think it worked, and I didn't feel like it looked weird with my ears. So I
Right.
think
Take a
it,
picture.
no, I just looked at the front
you
camera.
gotta take a picture so we can put it up.
Okay, I'll take one after the show.
Also that. What I think what it is it's about finding you the right hat.
The right
it's
hat.
about the right fit. And honestly, that's what I was going to get into with your topic about what things we wish we looked good in.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything that we don't look.
I disagree.
Let me take
you're
that back.
You're gonna have to let
me
me
take that back.
interject now.
Let me take that back. There are clearly things that if we were wearing like a fucking, moo or whatever, or if one of us decided like I'm just gonna get a, neon
What's a
green
muumuu?
spiky mohawk.
Isn't the muumuu like the whole like the onesie kind of like
Yeah, it's like kind of like
dressy?
a onesie, like dressy,
pull that
flowy
off.
kind of thing. Yeah, sure.
You might, because it's like a very Egyptian thing to wear like that.
Oh,
like,
galabeya.
basically.
Oh, yeah, bro, I've worn that.
Throw up a picture of a galabeya right
Sure,
here.
whatever. But what I'm saying is, like, because I was gonna toss out that like I wish I looked. Part of it is that I don't like wearing this kind of stuff, but I wish I could pull off like fancier clothes, like a suit, like tuxedo,
can.
shirt, tie. I wish
Anyone
I could.
can.
Wait,
No.
wait.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think I look necessarily good in that type of clothing because I don't want to be in that type of clothing.
Okay, we're gonna. Patrick can't read lips. Can you pass me the water? I want it.
I can't reach that. It's so far from me.
Is it?
Yes.
It's fine. Sorry, Matty, to interrupt.
What that was I gonna say? So it's just a thing where it's like I think part of the reason that I don't feel like I look good in like a suit kind of thing is because I don't fucking want to be in a suit. But what my point I was gonna get at is I feel
those
like
two things aren't connected.
Thanks. I'm acknowledging that it's not the most rational thought to have. But what I'm saying is what I think would help with this, just like what we just said with Mark about if you had the right hat, is I think it's about having the right thing. And what I want to do one day, probably the only time I'll ever do it is when I get married.
Can I guess?
Please.
So you're gonna have to get it like tailor made.
Yes.
You're gonna have to get fitted. Because to me, like I've worn suits before, but I've never had a tailor fit one. And like you can buy one off the rack and it could fit okay, but it's always gonna look a little bit off.
I don't care how much fucking money it costs. I'm only gonna do it once in my life when I get married. But I want to like go to like, because I love watching in the 2 Kingsman movies or in the 3 now when they do the thing of like going to the tailor and like having the guy like fucking measure you. Like I just want to go and get like a tailor made, just like really nice suit, just to have one that I could like for once in my life be like, you know what, I think I'm like pulling this off and like enjoying doing it, as opposed to like the couple times I've worn a suit now where I'm like, I hate being in this fucking thing. I don't like the way it fits. I don't like the way it looks. Like I want to get it done right.
Have you seen
a bad attitude?
Have you heard of Sam's Tailor?
Oh, isn't that the guy on Instagram you were sending clips of?
Yeah.
What's his whole thing?
So Paul and I have been talking about this guy, Sam's Tailor. Originally, I heard from him from Tom Segura, but he's basically like this like really eccentric guy who makes suits. Excuse me.
You will not be excused.
My goodness.
So basically, he makes suits, and he's based out of Hong Kong actually, and he's like this like Pakistani guy who like has people fly out from all over the world, and they come in, and he kind of like films like these social media clips where he's very like weird and like kind of like he kind of like flirts with the customer a little bit / like teases them and kind of makes weird jokes, and like people love watching it. It's hilarious.
Who's the Subway guy?
The Subway guy?
Yeah, the kid diddling one.
Jared?
He gives off kind of like
a little bit
Jared vibes.
Well, he seems like funny and actually like really smart about what he's doing, and I've seen like longer form clips of him explaining his suits and how he stitches them and stuff. But like a lot of the shit that he says is very like not vulgar, but like definitely uncomfortable and too like yeah, a little bit weird. And then people will comment like, bro, like that's weird, why are you saying that? And then he'll just reply being like ignore the hater, like you're an L, ignore the hater. And then people will be like, and then people will make random meme comments like referring to a different meme that he was in, and he'll just reply being like he'll reply writing listen and watch the video, like listen, like watch the video and listen to it, like stop commenting nonsense, like watch it and listen to it. This is all not, we can cut this out if we want, but the point is like that the whole he tailors suits and shit. And I've always wanted to do that.
That would be my thing. If I had like one thing that like, because I'm not necessarily like the biggest fashion person, it's like a lot of times I'm just wearing like normal clothes that there's things I think I look better in than whatever.
Can I throw this out though?
Please. Suits
to me are very infrequent. Like other than like a wedding or like you're saying when you get married or something, like it's gonna be something that's like every once in a while, like very rarely.
Yeah.
But I thought you were going to say something that I think you should start trying to do, which is like dressing like smarter in terms of like, maybe more like business casual or kind of like, like wearing like, I don't know what to call the actual genre, but like, like dressier pants and kind of like button ups and shit like that. That's not like all the way up to like getting tailored, but it's still like a smarter look, because that stuff is like, if you were to go out with like Varsha or something, you went to a restaurant, like, I'm sure you wouldn't wear that to, like, Pascalino's, but at the same time, like, you can try to incorporate that more into, like, your daily stuff. Right. I want to try to do that more, because a lot of my shit's just, like, a graphic t-shirt and jeans.
Oh, I love my graphic t-shirts
and I like it a lot, too, but I feel like I want to, like, mix in those kind of, like, smarter outfits. Like, that jacket thing that I got from Zara, like, looks really clean, and I feel like I can dress it up like that.
There are some things that, like I said, because there are things that I think I have discovered that I like wearing, that I think I pull off and like look good in. Well, the 2 examples that come to mind was last summer when we did the cottage, like the Hawaiian shirt. I know it's like kind of goofy to say, but it's like I keep telling it, and like I've told you guys and Varsh and like some other people, where it's like over the next coming weeks and whatever, as like we get into summer, it's like I'm going out of my way to go like buy a couple more Hawaiian shirts just because I like the look of them and I like
floral print.
Yeah, and I like me in them. And then the other thing last year was when we went to Kensington Market in the city, and I finally found like a leather jacket, which I'd wanted for so long and just hadn't pulled the trigger on. And then because we were at like all the vintage stores, and I found that one that I have now that was only like $80, whatever. Like that's another thing where it's like I really like the leather jacket look, and I like me in it. I know, like, I feel like there's people who would say this. I feel like even you guys like at the time teased me, like either leading up to it or like when I had it, of like, oh, like the leather jacket's kind of like not like a biker guy look, but there's a certain amount of potential for like a douche look that comes with it, you know? Whereas like I feel like it's just, I don't get that sense for myself in it. That maybe that's just because I'm me and I'm incredibly biased, and everybody else is like, what a douche.
I don't think it. I think it's kind of one of those things where it depends on the person and also the jacket, because like I think it could easily venture into douche territory, but then it could also like go on the opposite side of like looking pretty cool.
Have you ever combined your jacket with your toothpick?
Oh wow!
No,
Your
but
leather
if I
jacket
did,
with
then we'd
toothpick?
be bordering on douchebag territory.
Because, I don't know about you guys, but to me, a jean jacket is everything that I want a leather jacket to be. I just prefer jean jackets. Like I have a black jean jacket, and I like the texture of it. I like the fit of it, and I like how it's able to. My only problem with jean jackets though is like I don't know what pants to wear with it, because I don't really have many other pants other than jeans. So like I don't like wearing jean on jean.
Double up.
It just looks weird, like black jeans on a black. Yeah. So like I would need some like khakis? Plain black, some khakis or something. Yeah, for sure.
Anyways, Patrick, what do you wish you looked good in?
So for Matty, it's
short hair.
No, I'm talking like fashion. I'm talking like clothing. I'm talking like fashion.
My answer is short hair, bro. I wish I could pull off short hair.
Interesting.
Bro, I've never seen you with short hair.
Well, when I was younger, I had short hair.
When in high school, you had like medium length hair, but I've never seen you have like
short hair in high school. In like grade 10, I had short hair. In grade 9, when you met me, I had short hair.
But I think we're thinking about the same thing, and to me, that's more medium. Like short is like very short.
Either way, I'd like to pull off medium, short, whatever it is, because
I don't think you've ever tried to do short properly. Because when you had medium, you just like when you had it the length in like grade 10 or whatever. Yeah. I remember there's a picture of Patrick eating a cookie. Yeah. You know, that was like kind of medium. It was like pretty short.
Okay, sure.
But there wasn't any like.
But
there wasn't any styling to it. It was all just cut the same length. All like someone just like scissored all the same length, sides and front. Yeah. So I feel like you never properly like went and did like an interesting style. Or
the problem is the shorter I go, the more pronounced my schnoz becomes.
Really?
So I just don't think it's an option.
What if you just leaned into it and just went bald? Dude, I've been thinking about doing that.
Yeah.
I always think about doing that because to me it's like, I feel like my hair looks okay sometimes, but then like one gust of wind and I look like a baby bird. Like I have very thin hair and very oily hair because it's thin, and so I have to wash my hair like once, if not twice a day, which I know is crazy. But if I don't wash my hair in the morning, like it basically looks like I'm bald because like it's very oily and thin. Mm-hmm. When it gets, the oilier it gets, the thinner it looks, and the more you see my scalp straight up. So I have to shampoo my hair in the morning, and usually that's all I'll do. But now that I've been trying to go to the gym more, like after I go to the gym, I have to shower, and my hair's all like sweaty and shit, so I have to wash it again. So I'm washing my hair twice a day, and I know that's very bad for you, and apparently like you should only be washing your hair a couple times a week because you want to preserve the oils and natural stuff. So like I'm basically, because I'm like balding a little bit and I have like that thin hair, I have to wash it more, and then I'm accelerating my balding. So it's just like horrible.
It's a vicious.
It's a horrible cycle. And I that's why part of me just wants to like. I don't know if I look good. I shaved my head once, and I don't think anyone really liked it amongst you guys. But like, to me, when I did it, I was like, I don't hate the way I look, and this also just solves the problem of like just getting ahead of it. What if I just get ahead of the whole balding process and just like and maybe not like bald.
Solves the problem.
And maybe not like bald, but like buzzed basically, like down to a 1 or something like that. To me, that looks clean, but I don't know if I'm pulling it off. I don't know.
For me, my dream is to wake up, not even think about my hair.
Well, that was a good thing about it.
Do my day.
That was a good thing about it. That was a good thing about being buzzed because I can even showering feels incredible.
Yeah, but you have to look good at the same time. I'm not saying you don't look good, but I'm saying like for me. Like,
well, can I ask you guys what you thought of when I was buzzed? Did I look good or bad?
I don't.
I'm gonna show a picture.
Vaguely yeah, you have to show me because I vaguely remember the look. I don't remember like. not to be a total fence sitter, but it wasn't a thing where I was like,
You didn't love or hate it.
yeah, it wasn't a thing where I was like, oh, Mark looks like dumb with his head buzz, but I also wasn't like, oh, I love Mark's head buzz kind of thing. Like it was more a thing of like, I think it works, and you like, it didn't not work. Put it that way. Like it worked.
Sure.
It didn't like scream like, oh, you found your look, but like it also, it wasn't like, you know.
That's my thing. I wish I just had the look. I wish I just found the look that like works perfectly for me. You know.
See, that's one thing I was fortunate enough to do, where it's like for the longest time I had the shorter hair, the clean face, and was just like this goofy little fuck. And then it's like finally getting the longer hair and the beard.
I have that picture. That's like very buzzed.
Yeah, see, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Also, that's not even because like it's uneven on the top there. But like that's essentially the length that I would do.
Right.
But the problem is, watch this. This is like a week after that. And I'm sorry if this is not. We can cut all that out if we need to. But this is like a week after, where it looks like, because it gets longer and my hair grows out straight, it looks like, you know, it looks like I wish it was flatter, but I guess I could use gel to flatten it. But it just looks like it just sticks out like that, and it doesn't look good like that. And I'm sure you guys agree that it looks better when it's like actually freshly buzzed, because it looks like clean.
Yeah, it looks a little tighter.
Yeah.
Anyways, I forgot what I was saying, but it doesn't matter because I had a point to Patrick saying, Patrick, I think this is a similar thing, and this just inspired me about a topic, which I wrote down, which we'll do someday. But it's like, again, I think you can pull off short hair. I think it's just about finding the right style and look and whatever, you know? And it's like, if you had the right haircut, I think you could do it. I also
Definitely.
I think you're harder on your hair generally than you ought to be, and I also think that's because like a lot of people in our social circle kind of like will tease you about your hair.
Here's what I'll say. Like, to defend myself a little bit, I don't. You have nice hair, like generally, but the style that you've historically done in the past of like that, it's a very popular style that a lot of young people are doing, where it's like kind of like permed on the top.
Yeah,
that's
I don't perm my hair.
I know you don't, and it's natural. But I'm saying like that because I think you used to like shave the sides a little bit and then keep it that curly on the top. I don't like that proportion.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like you have really nice hair and you could do a shit ton of things with your hair. So I agree with Matty that like you just gotta like try different things, because even like you're saying with your nose, there's a lot of like actors with like very prominent bigger noses and they have short hair. Like I think Liam Neeson's had like tight cuts before, like pretty short cuts, like medium length cuts.
Pianist guy.
Adrian Brody's kind of usually he's longer hair actually. I think.
And he's got a bit of a schnoz.
Yeah. But maybe you can try to find some inspiration with like different actors and shit and like looks that they have with that proportion.
Part of it too is I just need to like understand that I'm gonna have to like start putting effort and product in my hair if I want it to be a certain way.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
That's how I feel too. It's like you gotta like have a plan of action. You can't just like cut it and then hope it looks fine.
Yeah.
I think what would help too is if you like, I don't know. I assume in the past when you've got like your hair cut short, you just go in and you're like, yeah, I just want like a short.
Just cut it.
Like just cut it kind of thing. Like, my thing is like, are you giving them like pictures and like references of like, hey, here's some. Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's like I think it would also help if you found somebody with like similar hair to yours that had it in a shorter style that you liked, that you could go and be like, hey, like I want to emulate this look, as opposed to like just cut it shorter and I'll figure it out afterwards.
Here's what we're doing.
Oh my god!
You said you wouldn't. You said you wouldn't.
I couldn't hold it in anymore. One more. Okay, so I found an article, 7 ideal hairstyles for men with big noses. So maybe we can throw them up here and see if anything gives you inspiration.
Show me.
So number 1 is messy, long, wavy hair. So here we have a picture of Patel.
Right.
Okay.
What's his name? Dev Patel?
I think, yeah, Dev Patel.
So he's a handsome boy. But that's something that you could, I don't know if you could do that style though. You'd have to style
because Patrick's also got the curly hair. This is the
wavy hair.
Yeah, like you've got like, that's your kind of like ball of wax.
We had a buzz cut. This man has a larger nose as well.
He's from The Flash.
He is.
He's also from Prison Break.
Yes, he is.
That looks like a parrot. We're gonna throw that out. That looks horrible. Don't do that ever.
We're not gonna do that one.
Oh, here's Adrian Brody.
Like
side parted bangs. That's straight hair though.
Mm-hmm.
Comb over with low fade. You can't.
I would have to put so much product.
Yeah, you wouldn't. You have to straighten it. Man bun hairdo. Okay, here's what I'm gonna say. Last time you did a man bun, it actually looked pretty cool. I kind of like the way you tied it up in the back.
Okay.
I think that could potentially work. And then the last option that they have here is asymmetrical spike hairstyle. I don't like that either.
Yeah, that's straight hair as well.
So I think
Yeah.
of these, I'd say your best bet is like
The man bun.
the man bun, or if you were like gonna like go ballsy and just go buzzed. But this is just one article. You have to do more research.
All I'm
but-
saying is I think if you did a little bit of recon and found a hairstyle that was like went along with your type of hair
Yeah.
and could use that as a reference at a barber, like that might help,
dude,
set you on the
The
path.
sport clip.
I fucking hate my hair, bro. I wish I had better hair. Like you see some people and like they have like thick, luscious hair, like, and they don't really. And a lot of people, it's like they're wasting the potential. Like I almost feel that way a little bit about you, where you have that you have much nicer quality hair than me, and it's like thicker, but like you haven't tried many things with it, bro. Like maybe during the winter time, it's a good time to just like experiment, because you could just wear like, or even in the summer, you could wear baseball caps if you don't like the way it turned out and just let it grow out a little bit. But I
Yeah.
think you should take chances.
I should.
I can't really do much with mine. It's very thin. I just basically cut it the way I've cut it, with like shorter on the sides, longer on the top, or I just buzz it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Anyways, buzz this.
So yeah, I wish I looked better in baseball caps. So Patrick, go ahead. What do you want to talk about today?
I wasn't gonna go here, but because Matty's such a dirty animal.
Oh my God.
We need to start with this.
Here we
Okay.
go.
What is your obsession with thinking candy and chocolate are the same thing?
They
What
are.
is your obsession with clinging to that idea?
Okay, here's the problem. What makes them different? My entire argument has always been candy is the umbrella term. It encapsulates gummies, it encapsulates chocolates, it encapsulates powdered candies like sweet tarts or those fucking lollipops on the paper sticks you get. Or like fun dips. It
Here's the problem.
encapsulates hard candies. My point is candy encapsulates everything, and chocolate is just a fucking branch.
Okay, and I
within
know
that.
Mark is in agreement with me on this.
Not necessarily. I think
That, and I didn't even say what I said yet.
that you think that chocolate
Yeah.
is different from candy.
Well, I was gonna say candy
Mhm.
is a term that covers gummies.
Yes.
The powdery stuff, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Hard
Mhm.
candies, like it's like sugar based.
Sour candy, like
Yeah, like sour candies, like sugar based stuff. But cocoa, how do you say that? Cacao. Cacao based
Cocoa.
treats are chocolates.
Yeah, but they have fucking sugar in them.
But they're not sugar based.
Now you know what else has sugar in it? Fruit.
A lot of things.
Fruit.
Yeah.
Okay, but why does that make it not
And
candy?
candy is like synthetic.
But candy, but
Candy
my
is like
point
synthetic.
again, of candy
and,
is like it's sweets
lab
and treats.
grown and.
But to me, the difference between candy and chocolate is just like what I'm used to. Like growing up, I always just associated candy with what Patrick is talking about, and I never thought of chocolate as candy.
But
I
to
don't know
me,
why,
it was
just
always
didn't.
just like if I was at home when I was a kid and I was like, "Mom, can I have a candy?" She'd be like, "Sure." Do you want gummy worms or chocolate? And I'd be like, "I'll take the chocolate."
I never thought about it like that.
I feel so bad because your mom led you so far astray from the way.
I don't understand why but I don't understand why what I'm saying is so unreasonable.
No, I
But
understand what you're
again,
saying.
people literally refer to chocolate bars as candy bars.
They used to do that back in the day when they didn't know better.
Yeah. Okay.
No one today does that.
Yeah. Okay.
You're the one relic that
Great.
does that today.
Why don't we?
Product of a bygone age.
Can someone Google the word candy?
I would love to.
I
We'll
was
see
gonna
what
say I
course
didn't
up.
want to know, but I guess.
I would love to do that.
Or-
of course,
or-
of course
definition
you
of-
wouldn't
the
want to know.
definition of
Of course you
candy?
wouldn't
Yeah,
want
and then also Google is chocolate candy.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a definition of candy, I guess. Listen, all I'm saying is
Do you want it or not?
yes, but all I'm saying is that's
have
how
it.
I've ever. Oh, okay, go. I was filling
Don't
time.
start another thought.
I was
here.
filling
A,
time.
s- a sweet food made with sugar or other sweeteners, typically formed in small shaped pieces and flavored with shit.
Oh, here we go. Chocolate.
Flavored with chocolate, fruit, or nuts.
There you go.
No, but it also said small pieces. A bar is not a small piece.
I don't know. All I know is that this is what comes up when you search up candy. Do you see a single chocolate? Okay.
Well, I think that
There's some
you
chocolate.
found one.
Listen, I
Traditionally
get
it
what
is,
you're
though.
saying about like a delineation between the
Yeah.
two. My entire point is like, put it this way: if I went somewhere and said, if I went to your house and I was like, Patrick, what candy do you have in the house? I wouldn't necessarily, stick with me,
Yeah.
automatically be like, he better be handing me chocolate.
Okay.
I would assume you'd be handing me like a gummy of some kind.
Exactly.
But just because candy is more typically associated with the other stuff and not chocolate, to me, doesn't take away from the idea that, again, candy is just the umbrella term. chocolate is just one of the categories under that umbrella. Again, just like gummies, just like powdered candies, just like hard candies.
But I understand that's the case, and that's traditionally been the case.
Yeah.
But if we're hanging out and I'm like, Patrick's like, oh, I want something sweet to eat. My question is like, if you wanted to have something sweet to eat and we're gonna go to a convenience store or something, or like the gas station, if you wanted to get something, I'd be like, are you gonna get candy or chocolate? Because it's easier to all of these other candies excluding chocolate fit better together, and chocolate feels like an outlier. It's like a very different thing.
Yes, and again, that's also, I have two things. I also get that, again, where that's what I'm saying, where it's like when people talk about candy, I get that 90% of the time they're not talking about chocolate. And if they want chocolate, they're going to specify chocolate. Doesn't remove chocolate being part of that umbrella, but I get that. But the other thing I was going to say too, Patrick, is what we've never discussed when we talk about this topic, which just now came to me, is I feel like you think of chocolate as this all-encompassing thing, whereas I'm talking specifically about like the fucking Kit Kat and caramel you just ate. Like, to me, that's candy under that umbrella. I don't think like a slice of chocolate cake,
You know what's crazy?
is candy. That's chocolate.
You know what's crazy?
What's crazy?
Is chocolate candy? Yes or no? In short, all chocolate is technically candy, but the two words lose their association when discussing higher quality chocolate.
Interesting.
That's literally the point I just made.
That's what I heard.
Where it's like, if it's a fucking, Kit Kat from a convenience store, that to me is candy.
Yeah.
If you're eating chocolate mousse, that's not candy, that's chocolate. Like, that's a dessert. That's its own.
So basically we're saying candy is like mass-produced, sweet things sold in packages and that sort of stuff.
Yes.
Although Matty is objectively correct, it
doesn't feel right, does
it?
It
still hurts my heart because it doesn't feel right.
So can I ask
me.
you a question? Were you going to go into something?
Question.
So what's real? What's the reality? I accused your mother of leading you astray, but in reality, my mother led me astray.
I mean, I feel like your mother probably didn't tell you about the
No, she
difference,
didn't.
so you probably just let yourself.
I was just making a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it wasn't funny,
yourself.
so try again. But what I was going to ask you is that, is there any other? Was your topic just the difference between candy and chocolate, or did you have?
That was
any,
my
like,
question. My question was, what's your fucking topic?
No, it was gonna be for us like ranking chocolates in
Let's
like
do it.
different tiers.
Well, that's what I was gonna. That's what I was hoping for. I
But
thought you were.
here's the
just gonna-
thing: like, should this be a graphic, Matty? Like, are you gonna make this like?
I
can-
think
we
it
can
should
do
be
the-
one of those tier
Okay,
list
so-
graphics. Yes,
Okay,
We can-
I'm
no, no,
right
do
now
that.
bringing my notebook because I could have made us like S tier.
I'm pulling up the
Pull
computer.
up a thing. Yeah, we need to have tiers.
There's
here.
there's that template that exists online where it's like the F
Yes.
through S.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it's
I'll
like the-
put up one of those on the video version.
Yeah,
on the
and get a
But the
doc
thing is,
for each Matty, Patrick,
yeah,
Mark, S tier, like our different tiers.
everyone has their
Like,
different
get-
list.
get- like, get the
unless
list,
we're
like,
gonna
ready.
agree on everything.
I don't think we'll agree on
No.
everything.
Well, I was just gonna write it here.
Patrick, what I was gonna say is that
All I'm saying is record our answers.
Wait a minute. I'm about to record our answers right now, but why would we want separate tier lists? Isn't it a thing where it's just we'll do one tier list and the three of us
we're
agree
gonna
on it?
we have to agree.
I don't
Well,
think
there's
I
also
can't,
well, we have
I
odd,
can't
but we have
in
odd
my
numbers.
right mind.
But we have odd numbers, so
Listen
we
to
can just
me.
vote on it.
No, but here's the problem. I can't
Okay.
because you guys aren't gonna agree with me on this. I will not stand behind any tier list that doesn't have Ferrero Rocher at S. I will not stand.
Well,
by
here's the thing.
it.
Here's the thing. I think I agree with Matty. It'll be too much. I think it'll be too much hassle. Here's what we do. If you think Ferrero Rocher is an S, and I think it's a B, and then Matty thinks it's an A, then we just land it in the middle at A.
Did you hear what I just said? With the
Patrick,
the
you-
vigor and passion
Bro,
in my voice.
you gotta learn how to compromise, bro. I'm sure you guys aren't gonna. I'm sure Matty's not gonna put Reese's at an S, but I'm going to. But it's gonna balance out a little bit lower, and that's fine. That's just the average of what we're talking about.
Is the
E
problem.
included in the tier list?
It's S A B C D E F.
Let's not get crazy
Is
with
there
it.
really
Let's
an
just
E?
cut it off at D.
Isn't it
Why is
just
there not-
F?
Let's just cut it off at D.
What do you mean? Would it just be A B C D F?
That's what I
S A
thought
B
it
C D.
was.
Matty, just Google
I'm googling a tier list.
Google like
thank you.
iDubbbz tier list, and it'll come up that
Tier
picture.
list
The problem with what you're
maker.
saying, Mark, about compromise is the absolute, and again, for lack of better word, euphoria that I constantly and without fail feel when I eat Ferrero. It's not even a joke.
Mm-hmm.
Without fail.
Mm.
Do you understand me? I feel too strongly about this.
Some people customize a little bit, so I'm just gonna do it as S, A, B, C, D, and F as basically like bottom of the barrel garbage.
Okay, so here's the last thing before we get started with this.
Okay.
What is the selection? Have you Is there any like, or is it gonna be 10 chocolates / candies? Are we just gonna throw random shit out? Because I feel like we have to have a set that we're deciding.
I think we can just start rattling some off because I don't think Patrick, you came with like a selection.
No,
of
I don't have a
chocolates.
selection. I just thought we would do like
So
the
I think,
mainstream.
I think we'll just
Okay.
rattle some off. But I was gonna say, yeah, there's no way we're doing 3 separate tier lists
Okay,
and
yeah,
then
it'll take
like
forever.
putting
Okay,
that all up.
fine.
Okay.
So I'm thinking we just put it to a vote since we've got odd
Yes.
numbers.
So
which is
okay, how about
perfect.
here's what I'm
Fine.
saying. So Matty, you start and
Oh,
list
yeah,
a
yeah.
chocolate or candy, and then we go
Exactly.
up one
So
by
one person brings up a chocolate one at a time, and let's just do max. What 1, 2, 3? We'll do. Let's
we can
do
do
12
at least
chocolates.
3 or 4 each. Sure.
Yeah, we'll do
for
12 chocolates.
Sounds good.
Cola. I'd like to start the bidding. Now again, like Patrick's Ferrero point, I know you guys won't have this as high, but I'd like to start the bidding with Mars Bar.
I love Mars
my
bars.
personal favorite at S.
Okay, so you're saying S. What would you say Mars is at?
I want to hear what you're at first.
I would say Mars is an A.
Okay.
To me, it's gonna hurt some people here. Mars is a C for me.
Wow.
Wait, and you didn't clarify what tier we're going down.
We're talking S,
S A B C D F.
Okay.
So it's like mid to me. So here's what I'd say is
We can
is
name
fair.
these categories too. They don't have to be letters because I was looking at the tier list maker thing really
Okay.
quick now. Like we can name these. Like we could name it, God tier, great,
good, decent. Yeah, but yeah, that's fine.
edible,
Okay.
and then just like dog shit.
I feel like it's just easier to use letters, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm
This
not
is
gonna
true.
remember. Like if we make
So-
it on the
so-
spot
You know what?
now,
I think when I make the graphic, I'll title it that. But
Can we
for
do-
our sake, yes.
Last thing,
then you have to put in parentheses the letters.
no, but last thing to set it up here, because Matty said S, you said A, I said C.
Yeah.
So B doesn't seem as a fair compromise, but like an A minus or a B plus seems more fair. Are we doing that? Are we doing plus and
I
minuses?
think we're gonna get too in the weeds with the minuses and pluses.
I think it's as simple as Patrick doesn't think it's as high as S. I definitely don't think it's as low as C. So I would agree with Patrick on A.
Yeah, but that doesn't seem like in the middle, does it?
Well, but that's what I was saying is the advantage of
But
doing
yeah,
this with the
we're
3 of
two
us
against
is the
one.
votes have it.
2 against 1.
Oh.
If we did it with Malcolm, then we might get tied. Where like Malcolm might
Okay.
be with you is like, oh, it's also C, and then we're like gridlocked.
Okay, then let's keep.
Politics.
Then
What?
I really don't like that it's at A, but it is what it is.
Your name's on
So
this.
it's just an
Your
F.
name's on this tier, by the way.
So
Mars,
what
baby.
if Matty gives one an S, you give it an A, and I give it an F?
Well, let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
Okay.
So bring up your next.
Reese's peanut butter cups. They're an S for me. They are.
They're S as well for me. That's that. You don't even need to say.
No, but the thing is, but now if Matty thinks they're a D, are we just gonna keep it at S?
We're gonna
That doesn't-
keep it at
But
S.
I feel like that's not an even. That's not. If someone were to look at the graph, it wouldn't be, or the image, it wouldn't be like a good representation of what we feel overall. It's not, because Matty might
Screw
really
that
hate
person.
them. You know what I'm saying?
Screw that person that thinks that.
But isn't that? It's not fun like that though, because then Matty doesn't get his opinion in that pick.
We're
I
taking
get what you're saying. Yeah. What do
we're taking D out of the equation
Okay.
because it fits with what I had talked about better. So it'll be your S God tier, A great, B good, C edible, and F dog shit.
Okay.
Those will be your 5 tiers,
So where
which
did you
also
put
gives us a
Reese's?
center. Reese's peanut butter cups, not the
Yes.
minis.
Yeah. the cups.
I would be comfortable throwing them at an A.
Wow. Okay. So
So we're keeping them at S then.
Keep them at S.
Okay.
I'm glad that you said that, Matty. That makes me extremely
Lovely.
happy.
Because I think Reese's is definitely like top tier. Again,
Oh,
it's not
God.
God tier,
Yeah.
but it's like up there.
Well,
Okay,
you know what I'm
I
gonna
have
say,
to
by
get-
the way?
Okay.
I love the Reese's bar. I love what they've done with the thing. It's delicious.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
good.
to me, it's like the equivalent of like the Kit Kat, and then the Kit Kat Chunky. To me, the Chunky is like an interesting evolution that I really enjoy. It's not necessarily like 10 out of 10 times my pick. Like I oftentimes go with cups, but like I've been really leaning towards the bar. It's an interesting variation.
You know what it is with the Kit Kat Chunky?
Yeah,
It's the thick pieces of chocolate at
That's
the
right.
ends.
that's right.
Mm.
I like the proportion of it better like that.
Yeah.
With the thin Kit Kat, it's like a thin layer
Wait,
of
is Kit Kat
chocolate.
the next chocolate?
No.
Oh,
It's like a thin. We're talking thin layer with the regular ones, and then like more wafer than chocolate. But with the chunky, because there's so much chocolate, it feels like it's a more even
Yeah.
balance. I like the chocolate more. But
Yeah.
anyway, okay, so Patrick.
I need to get this out of the way just because.
Ferrero Rocher.
Ferrero Rocher, yeah. S for me, you guys know.
Okay, I'm gonna throw mine out before Matty throws it out, and then it potentially like sways me.
Okay.
Ferrero Rocher is it's a solid B. For
I
me.
dare you. I was gonna say I dare you to say F.
I
dare you to say
was
F.
gonna toss Ferrero out at C.
You son of a bitch! You're lower than Mark.
Yes.
Okay,
So
so
then
where
what's the
are we
compromise
landing?
here?
So S, we can't put it at A. That's too high. I think we just gotta
No.
keep it at B.
Yeah,
That's convenient.
I think
We keep it at B because Matty's lower. Because Matty, because it's
I'm
simple,
not going
simple,
higher than a B. Put it that way.
It's simple as this. Matty's lower than B. You're higher than B. It's B. The only like imagine this. Imagine if you said S, Matty said F, and I said F. Like it would be like we'd probably put it just at F.
Yeah.
Like it depends on what. Yeah, I think B's
So
fair.
I wouldn't go higher than a B. I don't think Mark's coming.
Patrick's so upset.
I don't think
I'm
Mark's
gonna start
coming down
crying.
to a C. So
I'm
I
not
guess,
I'm not coming down to a C.
and I wouldn't go past a B. So I'll come up to B for the vote.
It just needs to be known that
Patrick, was
whoever's
sad.
listening, I believe it's S.
Okay, what about
And
this? What about this?
Whoever shares that opinion, I'm with you.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. Because I just imagine eating one right now, and it's very delicious. I'd be comfortable putting it at an A for myself.
Well, I can't
Wow.
do that. I won't go past B.
But
But now we're S and A.
Mm-hmm. So are you gonna come down to an
no,
A?
no. I think
I'll come down to an A.
I think the compromise should be A because I really, really like them. To me, it's like I'm not a big fan of nuts on chocolate, but
Okay.
they're very tiny. I don't really feel them, and like the actual like wafer and cream in the middle is delicious.
I'll take an A over B any day, any goddamn day.
B.
But the compromise is A because it's SAB, so we'll just do A, right? That's the compromise. It's
He
in between.
changed
You're
it
still
to A.
thinking of it as a compromise. To me, the votes.
No, but
is
he
just the
he
easiest way
changed
to
it
do
But,
to A.
but what I'm saying, what if I change my answer to A? Because I feel like I
If
like
you
it.
change it to an A and Patrick's willing to do A, then you've got the votes.
All right,
All
let's
right,
do A.
let's do
then.
it, baby.
And just let it be known that I've redacted my B vote
Not
for
to
it and
C?
put it back to C. just let that be known. Now that I don't have the votes. In fact, I put it down at F. Now that I don't have the votes.
Son of a bitch, you know.
All right, so we're doing my second one.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm gonna go Kit Kat.
That's S.
Okay, are we talking chunky or basic?
That's a good delineation, actually.
I would go.
We gotta go basic.
I would go standard, yeah, because I think as soon because even with like Reese's Pieces, it's like for that you might as well just put a Reese
Standard?
cup in.
B.
For Kit Kat,
Standard is a B.
Standard minimum is A for me.
I gotta go A at least.
Okay, then let's go A.
Okay.
Because to me, chunky is an A,
That was an easy one.
but we won't do that because
Kit
let's
Kat.
not double up on
No,
Kit
we
Kat
can't.
here. So now we're back to
Mark.
me. And I know what you guys are gonna understand, and I have to describe it for everybody else. Kinder chocolate, but not the bueno and not the egg, but the bar with the milk chocolate on the outside, white chocolate on the inside, the cream on the
like
inside.
the wavy looking one.
S tier.
Yes.
Unbelievable good, dude. Unbelievably
So it
good.
doesn't matter what I say.
I
What do you
would also
think?
go S.
What do you think, Patrick?
B.
So okay, but then now the question is, but two S's
Well,
is
you guys
two.
have two S's, right? So
Yeah.
Too bad democracy
Okay, well
worked
then,
against you.
okay, then now we figured out how it works. If there's two people with the same exact answer,
Yeah.
even if the other person hates it, it's gonna be that answer.
The only reason we would have to haggle is if we all have three different answers.
Yeah.
Then I think
Or-
we have to kind of figure out what we
Or
would do.
or for Kinder, if you and I did S and Patrick did like F, then at that point we'd have to put it somewhere more in the middle, like a B or an A.
I think we would just still do it at S.
But even if he hates it,
Yeah.
But then it's his. But
Democracy.
again, then again, his opinion's not represented at all. in
Fuck
that
his
case.
opinion. He's a bitch.
Perfect.
Okay, Kinder at S.
Uh,
We got two quick ones here. Patrick, rattle it off.
Snickers.
I'm gonna. Yeah.
Snickers. I'm gonna toss Snickers. I'll start the bidding at B.
I'm gonna agree with B.
Mine is A, but I guess B wins out then.
Snickers. All
I
here we go.
love zingers.
I mean, I think it's great.
I love Twinkies.
All right, so I guess it's back to me for my third. Another chocolate that I would want to toss out. Interesting.
Are we only doing chocolates or
We're just
candies?
doing
Okay, cool. Chocolate.
chocolate?
I wouldn't do candy
tier
anyway.
list.
I don't like candy.
Chocolate tier list. Kinder was going to be one of my next ones, so you beat me to the punch on that one.
He's really filling in the.
Are you guys familiar? Because if not, then there's no point in me
Let's
doing
not do
this.
obscure shit. Because I was
with
gonna do.
turtles.
Yeah, of course.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, I would toss out turtles,
Yep.
and I'm going to start the bidding at A.
C.
B.
Madman.
Turtles. Turtles is a strong B for
Come
me.
down to C with me.
No, I think I'm gonna stay at B, and he's gonna. So the answer is B, because that's the in between.
Will you come up to a B for turtles?
Well, it doesn't matter. 'cause-
Fine.
No, it doesn't matter. Even if you're C, the in between of A and C is B. So
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
but yeah.
If you want,
Turtles
if you
at
I'm
B.
verbally
Sure.
agreeing with that.
Sure.
Mr. Mark, for your third.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to dig deep here and start thinking of because I don't want to start bringing obscure shit up because I was gonna say Milka, but that's something that I know Patrick has tried. I don't know if you've tried
I
Milka
haven't.
before, so like yeah.
There's
okay.
other like popular ones out there. I
Sure.
just don't know if I wanted to like bring them out.
Okay.
Like, you've got your arrows and your coffee
You
crisps.
could
and all
intentionally bring one that
shit.
you don't like. It
Okay,
doesn't
here's what
have
I'm-
to be one that you like.
Here's what
Toss
I'm-
one at
here-
F.
Yeah,
Here's-
toss an F. We don't have any Fs right
Oh
now.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
We're only doing stuff that we
Something
like,
that's
huh?
just horrible.
Now I want to do one that I like for myself.
I mean, okay.
Or should we? How about the fourth one? We all do shit that we don't like.
Okay.
This is my
Just
fourth.
to
This is my
confirm
third
that.
though.
Yeah, this is
Okay,
your third.
so for my third, I'm gonna do.
Oh fuck.
I am going to do Hershey's cookies and cream. The
white.
white chocolate with little Oreo pieces in it.
Interesting.
That one to me has always been like it's like I really like it. I think I'm teetering between an A and a B, and I'm gonna stick it in B territory.
I'm gonna toss out a C.
F.
Wow.
F. Have you
for
tried it?
Patrick.
Of course,
You hate it?
I hate the
Why?
cookies and cream. It's not good.
Oh
Well,
wow.
Come up to C with me, and we'll lock it in where
Can
it
we
belongs.
can we keep it at
C.
C?
Now I wish we had the D.
Yeah, right. I
Okay,
feel like
fine, C.
let's do C
Yeah. Okay.
because me and Matty are pulling it up. A
What
little
was
bit.
it? Cookies and cream?
Hershey's cookies and cream.
Hershey's cookies.
Cookies and cream.
I'm gonna start us off with an F now.
Let's
that
do
I think we can all agree will be F. Bounty.
F.
Oh, Bounty? Yeah, Bounty's got F written all
Almond
over
Joy,
it,
and
dude.
Bounty Fs.
Do you want to just lump those as a pair?
Yeah, Almond Joy Bounties F.
Wait, was Almond Joy's gonna be your next one?
No, but I'm saying, Patrick was saying, should we just lump them together?
Let's toss
Already
all
packaged
of
that
it.
bullshit. Okay, Matty, what's your F? Or not even just F,
Yeah,
but what's
just
one that you
honestly,
don't
whatever,
like?
whatever.
I was gonna, because I had one last one that I wanted to toss
Yeah,
out.
go for it.
Now,
Could be one you
technically,
like,
this
sure.
could be a broad range, so I'm gonna start with the broad range and then narrow it down to one specifically. White chocolate,
Oh my god.
and I was gonna toss out the Lindt white chocolate bar
S.
that I get. That to me personally is S.
S.
F.
Dude. No.
And too bad that Mark and
No,
I
it's
have
not.
democracy on our side.
F is so ridiculous. That's not even
I
funny.
can't stand by a list that
What?
has Ferrero Rocher at B
Bro,
or A or whatever,
I don't think
and white chocolate at S.
I don't,
bro.
bro. Every time I take a bite of white chocolate, I audibly have to go. Bro, I audibly have to do
I
it.
wish we made our own tiers. I'm just gonna say it.
So I'll do that as my fourth,
Okay.
and then
Honestly,
now
if
go
we
to
wanted
Mark.
to do more, we could do like a fifth round if we want.
Let's
Just
do it.
like one
Yes,
more,
we'll see.
but we'll
Okay.
see. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to think of one that I really like. Because I feel strongly about these. I really like them. M&Ms, the basic ones. To me, M&Ms,
No nuts.
no nuts, just basic M&M and like the brown package. I love M&Ms, and to me they're so consistent and they're so easy to go to. I'm gonna go M&Ms with an A. I like M&Ms a lot.
C.
I was also gonna say C.
Fuck. Wow. So we're keeping it at C then?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's harsh.
Where's the and button on the keyboard? There it is.
So have you guys tried Wonder Bars?
No,
Yes.
maybe not for years, but
Not
I don't
in a
remember
while,
anything about
but
it.
yeah.
Is it the
Okay,
peanut butter
so
one?
It's the peanut butter one. Okay, we'll
Wunderbar.
let that one go. So then I guess I'll have to just toss out Coffee Crisp then.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
That's an F for me.
Really?
What?
A Coffee Crisp is a good B for me.
B.
Yeah, I like Coffee Crisp a lot.
I don't think I could put Coffee Crisp any lower than C. I don't know if I'd feel as strong as B. I'm hovering between a B and a C, but I could go B with you, Mark.
Listen.
Listen.
No. I need to. I'm willing to go C. I think truly like
Okay,
the middle ground there is C.
sure.
Okay.
C
I like
for
Coffee Crisp.
You know
to me,
what?
To me, it's not like low tier. but-
Can we just rattle off some like just some smaller ones? Like we don't have to go around. We can just like rattle off
Okay.
some hot ones.
That we know for sure. Like,
Sure. Arrow.
Oh, Arrow.
Arrow.
I think
That's
Arrow's a
B.
good B.
That's
Me
B.
too.
Yeah.
How about this? Maltesers.
Oh, that's
To me, Maltesers.
maximum C. for me.
Maltesers.
Maltesers to me are an F.
What?
I'm
I
there
hate
with you.
Maltesers.
I'm there with
Wait,
you.
what if I'm going like all the way up to like an A?
F,
Then what do
bro.
we do?
Democracy.
No. Wait. What? Why don't we just do in between what you said? Wait. If Patrick's doing it, what did you say originally?
He said
I
no
said
higher than a C.
I said no higher than a C, but I want F.
I don't care what you want after the fact, dude. What the hell?
Yeah, I'd
We
put
should have kept
Maltesers at
it
F.
at a C or something.
Sorry, Mark.
What else? What else?
Why not? Maybe I'd put Whoppers down there, but not Maltesers. Dude.
Whoppers we could put down there too. Honestly, put Whoppers down there.
No, we don't have to.
Hold on, I'm just pulling up some Toblerone.
Oh,
F.
honestly, recently
F.
they've been hitting like B for me.
I've never liked Toblerone F.
I would go C on Toblerone.
Okay, so
fine,
then we'll
yeah.
keep it at C then,
C's
probably.
fine, yeah.
Because there's nothing. It's C and then goes to. Wait, no. There's no
It
D.
goes F, yeah.
Man, D's missed. I miss it.
I'm missing the
we
D.
missed the D.
I'm
else we
just
got on
looking
that
at some
screen,
other
Matty?
ones here. Well, this is all like.
Caramel. Oh my god, how
Brains.
did I not bring that up yet?
Oh, Caramel's a good one.
Caramel, I'd put at a solid B. It has like for me, it would be A, but like just to middle
Now,
ground.
When I was a kid, I'd put it top, but to
Yeah.
me now, caramel
I think B is fair.
is a B or a C for me. depending
Yeah.
on what Matty. What do you?
love
I would
caramel,
toss
baby.
caramel in at a B.
Okay, then we'll just go with B then.
I mean, again, I want the audience to know that personally, it would be an A for me if I had my own tier list. But I'm with these schmucks, so
C'est la vie, baby.
Yeah, another chocolate.
There's some other ones that like I'm not as familiar with, like Baby Ruth's or
Never tried
Three
it.
Musketeers.
I've never tried that.
Twix.
Oh
Twix.
wow! I'm glad
Honestly,
you pull up your
can I
laptop because
can I say
yeah,
C? I'm not a big fan of Twix.
I'm in the B tier.
I was gonna say B for Twix
Okay,
too. I
do
don't
it.
feel that strongly about it to put it high.
What
but
can,
like,
can you enlist what's in C, which is what, mediocre?
C right now is the edible territory. So
Okay.
technically, because we've got 5 tiers, the middle one, B, good,
Yeah.
is our like center.
Can you say what C are? What C is? for
C
now?
right below it, second from the bottom, is Hershey's Cookies and Cream,
better than Twix.
M&M's,
Better than Twix.
Coffee Crisps, which I think are also better than Twix,
I think so.
and Toblerones.
Yeah, so,
Oh, Toblerone's better.
But
than
then
Twix.
see,
Twix
this
is
list
still
is flawed.
me.
This list is flawed.
This whole list is
it's so
a-
flawed. Are
it's
you
a
kidding
whole
me?
I
thing.
know.
Oh my god.
Cadbury cream eggs,
Boink.
the gross ones with the
I
white
have
goop
one after.
inside,
Cadbury. No. Okay, for the cream eggs, I don't know if I've ever tried
with the like white and yellow.
I like
goop
the
C.
inside.
I like the. I'll go C. I'll go
I guess the
C.
C's have it.
But Cadbury caramel.
No, don't just say the C's have it without
Okay.
saying your opinion.
Ooh, ooh.
I mean, I wouldn't have only gone like a maybe B on a cream egg
Let me be
anyways.
next.
Can I say?
Let me be next.
Well, Matty just went, right? So it's my turn now.
But we haven't been going in any order.
Lindor Balls milk chocolate.
F.
What are you
Get the
talking
fuck
about?
out
What
of
are you talking
here.
about?
Lint balls are at least
Lindor
an A.
balls
Yeah.
are garbage. Lint, like Lint the bar, excellent.
But
It's
the
the same.
balls have
It's
the,
the
like,
same chocolate.
Oily, like
Bro,
killing
it's
you
the,
shit
the
inside.
texture, bro. It's the texture
A.
that makes it.
2 A's. Fuck you.
I'm thinking
2 A's.
Yeah, lint balls at
fucked.
8.
A. It's an A.
Dairy milk, S.
Dairy.
I don't think I haven't tried it in a very many years. A dairy milk bar. I haven't had it in many
Dairy
years.
milk bar, it's S.
I like solid milk chocolate. I'll give it a solid. I like it.
I would
A.
say A.
A.
I fucking whose idea was the merged list? Fucking say your name.
Matty and I.
Say your name, both of you.
Well, because Matty was like,
Guys are both dead to me.
Matty's like, I don't want to
Yes,
do.
are both dead to me.
Okay, I have some other small ones
Yeah,
that
let's
have
do it.
cropped up here. Hershey's Kisses.
I haven't had
Again,
them in years.
also just solid
B.
chocolate.
B, yeah, it's a solid B tier.
Okay. And then I got one more here that maybe
Okay.
we don't count. Decision time. Do we count chocolate Tootsie Rolls?
F. I don't want them.
I've never heard of a chocolate Tootsie Roll.
What are you fucking
You
talking
mean the
about?
regular Tootsie Roll?
Yes.
Oh,
the regular
they're not, that's
Tootsie
not
Rolls.
chocolate.
Okay. Yeah, it's like chocolate flavored, but it's not really like. So I wanted to
Never
clarify
understood
on that.
shit. Never
I just
understood
wanted
those.
to. I just wanted to debate, but
All right.
make
Beelzebub
sure you know.
believe.
So I'm sure, like when you do this, you would have been adding them as we go. So you
Yeah,
don't-
I'll add them one at a time, not
Okay.
just like all at once. So I'm just doing
Yeah.
a last quick little look here, make sure I didn't miss anything on Google.
Anything major. I mean, there
about
just
some
some
of the
honorable
major
mentions that
chocolates.
we can stop with the ranking, but just some honorable mentions. O. Henry. Not
Oh,
really a
O.
big-
Henry should probably be on the list.
Yeah, it
so?
shouldn't.
Not high, but like O. Henry's at least a C to me.
It's a
That's
C.
edible.
I was gonna say it's like low tier.
I'd
for
go
me, O.
D, but
Henry.
it doesn't matter, does it?
There's no D. We're missing the D.
I'd
remember?
go F. It doesn't matter anymore though.
O. Henry's at least.
I think
a
we're
C.
all unhappy with the decision
Oh.
we made.
Oh, Henry.
I think we're all unhappy with how we
Oh.
decided to proceed with this topic.
Why?
Mm.
With regards, well, I mean, Mark is voicing his discontent quite
Yeah,
clearly
I
right
just,
now.
I just don't think it's like, I just think it's full of flaws because like, we've even all three of us agreed that some of them on C are better than the B one.
Well, hold on. But we can acknowledge that just because two things are in C doesn't mean they're equivalent.
No, but I'm
Like
saying
each tier is a range either way.
No, but I'm saying there's all three of us have somehow agreed that some of the bars in C are better than in B. So how are they in C?
No.
Yes.
Some of the bars in C are better than Twix, which is also in C.
No, Twix is
Twix
B.
is in B.
Oh.
It's higher, and we didn't like it as much as any of the other.
Oh,
ones.
that's
That's
right.
just
That's right.
So that's just
democracy.
flawed
That's just
there.
how. the
Some
cookie
other
crumbles.
ones to rattle off. Does anybody want to add Butterfingers to the list?
Not
Never had
really.
a Butterfinger.
Score,
Never
Scores
tried it.
caramel.
Paydays,
Never tried it.
Milky Ways.
Never had
Oh,
that.
I've had a Milky Way.
Never had
It's
it.
all right.
Milky
Milky Way's kind of like a
think-
Mars. It's like a nougat. Yeah,
What did you just call me? I think
nougat.
that probably covers
How much did we just do on chocolate?
all the main ones. That was a good 27 minutes, but we
Oh,
also
nice.
spent the first like 5 minutes arguing about
How
whether
we were gonna
chocolate
do
was
it.
Do we
canned
still have
or
one
not.
topic left?
We do.
We
Oh,
have
okay.
Matthews.
I know. Yeah, we got mine still because this was, we still technically did 4
This is gonna
topics.
be a 2-hour
even though there's
episode.
3 of us.
Bro, somehow
Probably around
hour 45. Somehow, I guess we're gonna be talking about something Japanese or something.
there.
or women, maybe?
Whoop.
Oh.
I didn't say you were.
Patrick, swing it to me, please.
I got nothing. I don't know.
All right, go ahead, Matty.
All right. My topic. As teased sort of earlier, Japan. Because Malcolm's not here, I figured I would use a topic that I know he wouldn't really give a shit about and have a lot to say about, and it would be one that I could kind of, discuss with you two a little better.
I was about to throw shade
At
him.
How so?
I was about to be like, it's double okay because he's not going to listen to this anyways.
Is what okay?
It's double okay because he's not going to listen to this anyways.
Yes. Let's get nerdy. And let's come out of our mother's basements to chat, guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's anime time.
Can I say, I don't really watch anime, and I feel like I'm kind of in the same boat as Malcolm. Like, I don't really...
But you've seen stuff is my
I
thing.
have. That's
where
true.
I've like
I can
you've
talk a
seen
little
stuff,
bit.
Patrick's seen stuff, I've seen stuff. Like the three of us
In life.
technically Malcolm has seen stuff. Like I threw Princess Mononoke on our movie wheel.
But
So
you're saying
it's like
shows.
but I think movies is fine too. Like I just all encompassing, but I know it was a topic that Malcolm would not
Be
interested in, where I figured like at least we've all got some sort of a baseline.
That's true.
So I figured let's get into anime, fellas. What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I'll start because I feel like I potentially have the least amount to say, and I'll get my stuff first. But I really also I'm gonna throw in shows that I want to watch as well that are on my
Please.
list, like Cowboy Bebop. I've seen a couple episodes, and I love the '90s like anime art style. It's so cool. And I watched a couple episodes, loved them. I don't know why I didn't continue. I think I was like in the middle of like a exam season or some shit in high school. But I want to give that a shot. I'm more into anime movies than I am into anime shows, I'd say. A lot of Ghibli stuff. I like Totoro, Mononoke. I still have yet to watch like Spirited Away, which I really want to watch. But Howl's Moving Castle is really cool. Like I like a couple of those movies. In terms of shows, the only shows that I've watched, like anime shows, are like Tokyo Ghoul, which I really liked the first 2 seasons, I think it was, before they did Re or something.
Right.
I also really like what I've seen from Attack on Titan, but then again, I've only seen the first couple seasons. My Hero Academia, I've only watched the first few seasons, and I like them a lot. So it's like I'm very like much an amateur, and I don't really know much about anime, but yeah, I like those. One that I watched fully and I really like, and it's like my first full anime that I watched, is called Soul Eater. I really like Soul Eater, and I was thinking of rewatching it because it has a lot of nostalgic memories for me. But yeah, so I'd say I lean towards the movies more, and I want to watch more of the movies. But I appreciate anime as like shows, and I want to get into more of those as well. But yeah,
I'd like to talk about Demon Slayer.
okay.
Now we have a friend named Paulo,
He's gonna come up again in this.
and he has.
What if we had him as a guest?
We could.
We should.
We could, and we should. He has a really dumb opinion
He
about
doesn't like
Demon
it?
Slayer. That's not what it is. He believes that season 1 is season 1, the movie is season 2, and that season 2 is season 3.
That's it.
Really dumb opinion, first of all. Second of all, season 2 of Demon Slayer, they didn't land on their feet.
Really? You didn't like it?
So garbage. The last mark, it's 7 episodes. Am I wrong?
I have no
7 or
idea.
6. It's 7 or 8 episodes. I'm gonna say 7 for now. Could
Okay.
be wrong. 4 or 5 of the 7 are one fight scene. Swear to God. Wait, did I just spoil it for you?
Not really. That doesn't tell me much of anything, but I
Oh my God, I
maybe
didn't know that you
what
didn't
you're
watch
talking-
it. I thought you
Yeah,
watched it.
I'm not. There's a bunch of stuff I'm not caught up on, which I'll get into too. But I was gonna
Why
say,
didn't you
are
stop
you
me?
caught up?
Yeah.
No, but I'm saying like because they are on season 3 now of Demon Slayer.
Oh, there's a season. If it's not on Netflix,
It's
I'm
not on
caught up.
Netflix.
Okay,
Sure.
yeah.
I assume it'll be on Netflix someday, but I wonder if that
Okay.
would. Get
I'll
you
just
back.
Crunchyroll it or something. I don't
That's
know.
true, too.
Or the
Funimation?
you gave me a website.
Funimation?
Like
Oh.
the Kiss Anime.
Kiss to
thing,
Anime or
like
whatever,
the
yeah.
illegal stuff.
Yeah,
online.
yeah, yeah, I'll just
Come
use
get us,
that.
government.
I'll just use that.
That's
There you go.
fucking
I didn't know that-
illegal.
I didn't know that they released that, but that was horrid. Like I kept watching too, but of course because I like the
You're
show. But
invested in it.
I was invested, and I guess I should probably stop because Matty hasn't watched it yet. But I'll stop there. It's just one scene.
I'm going to throw a gripe that I have about anime out, and I've told you guys about it many times, where most animes that I hear about that people are really into, there's like 20 million seasons. I don't have the energy or time to do that. Like, I'm sure I could get through it if I was like religiously consistent with it and was watching multiple episodes a week at least. But I just like short and sweet stories.
A lot of them are that way, though.
I know, but like short and sweet?
Short and sweet, yeah.
Yeah, I've heard, like, I mean, I know Death Note is that way, and but a lot of shit to me I've heard like really has so many filler episodes and really drags on for many, many years.
It sounds like you're talking about Naruto.
I'm talking about that. I'm talking about One Piece. I'm talking about
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball.
Boruto.
Yeah, a lot of big, a lot of like the super popular ones. And
Yeah.
even I've heard like Attack on Titan has been like dragging on for a long time. It's like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. It's like, to me, my favorite type of series, and just take anime out of the equation, like my favorite type of series, like a Breaking Bad or a Mr. Robot or something, is like a clean 4 to 6 seasons, and every season is really, really good, and they don't extend it for just a cash grab like The Walking Dead did.
There's
like
no filler, you're saying?
Yeah, I don't mind a filler episode here and then, but like if the entire series is just stretched for too many years, like The Walking Dead, to me, I loved season 1 when they were in Atlanta. Season 2, they were at the farm. Great season. Season 3 was amazing with the prison and the governor and all that shit.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Season 4, I remember just watching like half of it, and they're just like running around in the forest for like 8 episodes, and I'm like, what the hell is the? I don't. And they're looking for a place called Terminus, and I think they eventually find it in the end of the season or something. But like, I just got so bored of it, and I'm like, there's no purpose to this anymore. There's no like direction. They're just like, oh,
they're guessing.
Yeah. So I feel the same way about animes. Like, I can't get into a lot of them because I know that's a huge investment. And even like My Hero, I stopped watching it because I have a feeling like I think even Paula was saying, or you were saying, that it's definitely going to be one of those that's going to go on for many, many seasons.
Yeah.
So like, I'm never going to watch 20 seasons of My Hero or 15 seasons or even 10 seasons. So it's like, to get fully invested in one, I have to know where it ends. Like I have to know how many seasons there are.
Yeah.
Like to me, the one that I started with that I really like, that I'm going to start rewatching soon, Soul Eater. I think it's only a couple of seasons, and they're all amazing, and then that's it.
Yeah. Same with Cowboy Bebop's the same way, where it's like a
couple
set amount
seasons.
of episodes, and then that's it.
Is it
If you
just
like
one season? Is it just one season?
It might be
Or two?
because even Death Note's technically 2 seasons, but the whole thing's like 30 episodes or whatever.
Yeah. If you like the 5 to 6, Full Metal Alchemist is
Like
really
which
good.
one? I've heard Brotherhood's like the best one.
I didn't watch Brotherhood. I tried to watch Brotherhood after I watched the original. I like the original better. Maybe because I watched it first. I don't know.
Sure.
Maybe because you're dumb.
And maybe you guys can recommend me some animes that are shorter, because like I want to watch them a lot.
Watch Sword Art Online. I like that. It's a 1 season. I mean, they have multiple seasons, but like the first arc is just you can just watch season 1.
You know what I want to watch? I don't know if you consider this anime. I think it's more of an animated show, and it's not like a Japanese anime. But like the guy who did what's it called? The Jack sword.
Oh, Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack. That.
Oh, his show Primal.
That Primal show. I don't know if that's It's not really.
It's
anime,
not like an
is it?
anime, but it's just like
It's
a
American
cool
anime,
ass
yeah.
cartoon. Primal's one I've wanted to get to, but I just haven't. He actually just launched a new show called what the fuck's it called? I think it's called Unicorn Warriors Eternal or something like that, which is like kind of a goofy name, but I only watched the first episode so far. There's only like 2 or 3 out, but this is a total tangent. But just the premise is that, like, you know, in like centuries past, some like wizard dude basically got like this woman with like these kind of weird black like shadow magic whatever powers, this like monk who's like blind technically but has like this all-seeing shit, and then like an elf-looking sword dude. He basically gathers the 3 of them to fight this like evil entity thing. And the premise of the show is that he also has this like robot from the future, and so that robot basically exists throughout time, and like every generation imbues 3 people with those 3 sets of powers kind of thing, so that they can be like the next generation of these people to fight this evil entity thing.
Hence the Eternal thing.
And so the show starts where it's like this girl in London in like, I want to say the 1800s or something, like getting married, and on her wedding day the robot pulls up and like blasts her and turns her into like the black like shadow power girl. And it was just a neat idea, and like I said, I want to get to Primal at some point, but my thing with Primal is it's like, and this is going to sound hypocritical because I've talked on the show before that I like with Samurai Jack how it's like slow and quiet. There's not a lot of dialogue. But because Primal's literally between like a caveman and a fucking T-Rex, there's no dialogue.
Yeah.
And it was almost like, when I first started watching it, maybe now if I went back I'd like it, but when I was first watching like a few episodes of it before I fell off, it was almost like there was too little like plot or whatever going on. Whereas immediately with the first episode of that Unicorn Warriors show. Like it just felt more like, because there was like characters and they're talking and there's more of a story here. It just immediately reminded me of Samurai Jack, so I was instantly in on that. Gonna have to check that show. But anyways, anime. There's so much I want to say.
I want to get more into like 90s anime, like like movies too, like Akira. Never
Akira's
watched.
fucking dope. I'm gonna have to maybe put that on the wheel one day. I know I've mentioned it before too, but I think on the next one we do for our movies, I'm gonna put Perfect Blue on there because that's one I've never seen, but that's more of like a psychological thriller.
You know what's another
kind of thing?
Another good one apparently is the one that was inspired Christopher Nolan for Inception, Paprika.
That I don't know if I haven't for sure. I haven't seen it, but I don't even know if I could think of it.
I've seen clips of like there's shot for shot things from that 90s animated movie that are in Inception, where like someone has their hand on a mirror and they touch it, it shatters, and then there's like it's like this like 90s anime movie, and there's like these like weird like agents running through a hallway, and the hallway is like warping and moving, and like they use that in Inception.
Yes.
And there's like multiple 3, 4, 5 different scenes that are used in Inception. So I've heard that's a really cool like trippy movie. That's an animated movie.
The other one I would toss out in terms of a 90s thing that's like a one and done. Technically they made like a couple, not like other shows, but they did like a couple movies and stuff. Is Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is really good. There's actually one called it's shortened to FLCL, but I think the name technically is Fooly Cooley. That's a 90s one. It's literally 6 episodes, and that's the whole thing. Again, it's another one where like I think they've made one sequel show, or it's like coming out, but you don't. It's one of those things where, like, it doesn't matter. You don't need to watch it. It's whatever.
Because I hate when they like, even with the Alien franchise. I know I'm getting totally off track here, but like I hate when there's like a beautiful thing, and then just because it did well, they just like make some mediocre shit on the side. Like I just wish Alien was just Alien, or then maybe like Aliens, because that's pretty cool too. But like, then they stop there.
Yeah, but it's like we didn't need 3 and 4, and then even like the newer ones that Ridley Scott went back to. Cool, like I like Prometheus, I like Alien Covenant, but like they're
like I like when a movie is just a standalone and it's incredible.
Well, that's what I was gonna say, and this is a slightly broader thing with anime, is that, and one thing with anime is the past few years I was like really into it and watching a lot of stuff, but as of late I've kind of fallen off of it, because as I've gotten busier, what I've come to realize, and this will sort of be a topic of mine,
and also you have a girlfriend now,
and I have a girlfriend now.
No more anime. No more
anime in the basement. She comes first.
It's like I think of like Hank saying like, you gotta stop watching all that Cowboy Bebop.
But it's like I've found, and when it comes to like me enjoying art and entertainment and all that stuff, it's like what I've found is that video games are at the top of that pyramid in terms of like, if I only have so many hours in a day to dedicate to something, it's video games.
Okay, so mine is movies. What's yours, Patrick? Like, of all the different media, like video games, movies, shows, like for any media, like to me,
and I don't count music, because music to me is an ever-present thing.
Sure.
Like, I don't count that.
And there's music within movies and games and whatever.
And that's not like taking up time.
I want mine to be games, but it's not. Currently,
what is
shows?
Shows. So we got 3 different ones here.
Yeah.
And my thing is like, where it's like the second thing after that is probably comic books.
Really?
Whereas
over
to me,
movies?
like movies and TV, like I find fall to the wayside.
But
when
you went
I
to film
have
school.
I know, it's insane.
For me, video games, like when I think back on me consuming art, video games are what
the most powerful, huh?
The most powerful to me, and make me like really connected when it's like a really good story.
Yes.
Like
Agreed.
Like I controlled the character, and I sort of like, in a way, like, what's the word, vicariously like live through the character. Then it's, I think, would be like movies for me. Anyways, I digress.
I want to get into this anyways as a topic, basically.
Yeah, I want to
like
talk about
if you
that.
had, like, as I have it written down as a topic one day, of like if you had to pick one and lose everything else.
Wow.
Like, what would you pick?
Video
easy
games.
choice.
Video games.
We were talking about it. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. So we'll get to that one day. But specifically with anime, that's the thing where it's like, as of late, I've been slacking and I'm behind on so many of the shows that I really like.
You're an asshole.
And like, I know, and want to get caught up on things. And to your point, Mark, that's the thing that I've noticed with stuff as I get slightly older, where it's like, when you're like in high school, the idea of playing a like video game where it's like, here's 100-hour video game that's like gonna eat up all its time is so appealing. Whereas now it's like I mentioned at the beginning of the show in the open, where it's like I'm playing Tears of the Kingdom and it's fucking awesome. And that's a game that I know I'm gonna dedicate like easily 60, 70, 80 hours, like just 100%ing that shit. But it's a thing where it's like, I almost wish it was a shorter thing. And I guess technically I could just play it less, but I know I'm gonna like it and want to do more because I have a goblin brain. Whereas like Cyberpunk, for example, is a game that like I have and own and have wanted to start for so long. But then I look at it and I'm like, well, I could start Cyberpunk, or I could play like the new Dead Space for like probably 10 hours and then like Solar Ash for like another 5 or 6. Like I could get through more games in the time it would take me to do just Cyberpunk. And that's the thing with comics and anime specifically, where it's like longer form things become less appealing to me. And I'm almost glad I got into anime when I did, thanks to Paulo. Again, shout out to him because he was the one that actually got me into it finally. Because it's like, I'm glad that I'm behind on My Hero by 1 season. I haven't seen season 6 yet. What?
I stopped at season 3.
I haven't seen season 6 of My Hero. But my thing now is like, if I was going to go to somebody and be like, yeah, you should check out My Hero, I would have a hard time recommending it to them because it's 6 seasons and they've already said they're doing a 7th and it will probably go longer than that. So it's like, I would have a hard time doing something like that. Attack on Titan, I'd have a slightly easier time because it's like, well, it's like 4, 5-ish seasons and it's done. It's over with. And like the point I was getting at it is it's a similar thing with comics too, where it's like there are comics. I have so many like first volumes of series that I haven't gotten to, but I just get them because I'm like, oh, that sounds good, or I like the writer or whatever, blah, blah. And they just sit on my shelf. And there are series like that I have that I don't even bother starting till I know they're done.
Yeah.
Or there are ones like there's one that I got like 2 or 3 volumes in on kind of thing. And I have the 4th one just sitting there. And it's also been so long since I've like read it that I'm like, honestly, I'm just going to wait till they get to like 6 or 7 and end it. And then I'll just reread the first couple and then do the new ones and just blow through it.
That's the same thing that I did with, that's the same thing I like to do with shows. Because like, I don't like this whole idea of every year you wait and then you watch the new season and then you wait another year and then you want.
It's
like,
heartbreaking.
I know, it sucks. And like, to me, like one of my favorite shows ever is Breaking Bad, and I watched it when it was all out and done. I was in high school, and they finished it in like 2012 or something. So by the time I was in high school, it was already all out, or like in the end of high school.
Exactly.
So I just binged seasons 1 through 5, loved it. Boom, that's it. One of the best shows I've ever seen.
Next.
Didn't drag on too long. Perfect. Now we move on.
Yeah.
Whereas watching stuff like, you know, I can't wait for it, but it's like watching stuff like The Boys and Invincible.
Oh
now.
My God,
It's like The Boys season what? One did
We're
they
on
just do
season
3
4 now coming
so
out.
it's like season 4 of The Boys, can't wait. Season 2 of Invincible, can't wait. But it's a thing of like, man, I wish it was like 5 years from now when both these shows were probably done and I could just go and watch it all.
I know you guys have made fun of me a little bit for it, but like I literally have to rewatch a lot of shit. Like with The Boys and Invincible, because it's a show that we've kind of all watched together in part. I feel like I just
we've literally watched that whole thing. Well, I mean,
yeah.
We even went back for Malcolm?
Yes,
to watch
for The
like,
Boys.
from season 1. We watched it all together, and then 2 all together.
So that with those 2 shows specifically, I feel comfortable with just watching it together with you guys when the new season comes out without rewatching anything. But with shows that I'm individually invested in, I like having everything fresh in my mind. I like having little facts about the characters that don't really matter fresh in my mind. It makes the experience much more intense and I'm much more committed to it than if I had to. That's why I'm doing the same. Stranger Things, I love it. It's a good show to me, but like, you know, it's not one that I'm like, oh, this is one of the best shows I've ever seen. It's just like an enjoyable show. Yeah. But even that one, because I'm invested in it, I'm rewatching it before I rewatch the new season.
Right.
And so that's why I like when everything comes out, because I don't have to do any rewatching.
Yeah. Well, and for me, the example was like Invincible, the comic, not the show, where it's like when I started reading that comic, it was done.
Okay.
Alright, it's like 25 freaking volumes, but it was done. So I was like, all right, I'm just gonna start reading it. And then it was the thing that I was going to the freaking comic book store like practically once a week because I would burn through a trade and be like, I need the next one immediately, kind of thing. And it was nice to just have it, done and right there, or whatever. But
I have another recommendation for Mark.
Please,
sure.
Jujutsu Kaisen. It's really good.
What's that one about?
I think there's only 2 seasons of it out right now.
It's only the 1 season and the prequel movie. It's one of those shows that's probably going to wind up being like 4 or 5 seasons when it's done, but right now it's not a lot.
Don't recommend shows that are finished, please.
I know this also isn't done and is also going to be a lot of seasons, but I can't believe I haven't mentioned it yet in an anime topic. But Chainsaw Man is like one of my favorite fucking things ever, and the first season is the only one that's out so far, and it's
I am intrigued by that a little
so good. That is one that I would honestly say, like, if you wanted to do one that's probably going to be like a longer going series, if you were going to try and maybe commit to one, I would make it Chainsaw Man, especially because right now it's 12 episodes, it's one season, and it's done for now
Then
until they bring it
same
back.
logic with Jujutsu Kaisen.
That's fair. Yeah.
I guess, but I think Chainsaw Man's better than Jujutsu Kaisen.
Well, I haven't seen Chainsaw Man.
I think, but yeah, I'm trying to think of other shows. It also depends because there's different genre ones. Like, yeah, Death Note's done and it's awesome, and that's more like a murder. That's like probably my favorite thing, other than maybe Chainsaw Man that I've ever seen. I really liked Violet Evergarden.
Oh, it's a Netflix one.
Which was like a Netflix one that was just one season and like a movie. But that's more like a drama kind of thing. What was the other one I really like? Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl.
Senpai.
Which is like Senpai, which is like, I know, a mouthful of a title, but that I think is a really good show, and that's like one season, and I want to say 2 movies.
Did you ever
and
watch?
that's it.
Did you ever watch the Batman anime?
The Batman.
It's like the Batman Ninja.
Oh, the ninja one on Netflix. No, I
Yeah.
never saw that, but that was supposed to be pretty good. But it was a movie. But that's the thing I was gonna say too with anime, where it's like
That's dope.
you mentioned Ghibli, and I think obviously they're like the goats for anime movies, and I think
The goat.
he's the goat. I think with like people. The way I look at it with anime is similar to comics, where it's like if I was going to try and get people into this, I always say if I was going to try and get somebody into comics, I would not start with like Marvel and DC. And if I was going to start with Marvel and DC, it wouldn't be like, even though I think Chip Zdarsky, who I met, is doing the Lord's work on like Daredevil at Marvel and Batman at DC right now, I would never be like, we'll go pick up his Batman run right now, or go start with Daredevil #1.
Would you recommend something like an Image Comics, like original, like?
I would definitely start with an Image Comics thing if I was going to recommend stuff to people, which I've also thought about doing as a topic on the show one day. But like if I was going to do with Marvel or DC, I would go and be like, read, do like either a single story. Like if you were going to go to DC, it's like, here's Batman Dark Knight Returns, or here's Batman Hush, like just a one and done story. You don't need to be like super aware of everything else going on in the fucking universe, or like people who have done runs on characters that aren't like how Chip Zdarsky's Daredevil run has got to be at least like coming up on 50 issues deep by the time it's all done. Whereas Jeff Lemire, another guy like Toronto boy, I have a book he did where he did a run on Moon Knight, and the whole thing is like it's a one and done, like maybe 10 to 12 issues in like one thick book, and it's what practically influenced half the fucking Moon Knight TV show anyways. So it's like it would be stuff like that of like one and done like character story things, or stuff that's not Marvel.
What's that
and
one
DC.
that you told me about? Origins? Is that what it's called? Origins. Or it's like the title of the graphic novel is just one word, and it's like all these elf people on the cover.
Origins with all
Not Origins. It's not Origins, but it's a white background, and then there's like the elf people on the cover, and it's like some sort of like weird magic thing. A magic Image Comics thing.
I'm trying to think. Descender?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't know. The elf thing is what's throwing me off, but I don't know. Maybe one day. But anyways, what was I going to say? To anime specifically, because we've sort of been all over the place here, but it's okay. It's good chat. I won't belabor this one point about anime, or what I was saying before about anime is that, yeah, if I was going to get people in, it would be things like go watch Cowboy Bebop, or go watch one and done movies, like any of Ghibli stuff. Go watch Akira. Go watch, something like Ghost in the Shell. Like, go check out stuff that isn't a huge time sink. But what I was going to say with anime too is, I know I kind of mentioned this way back when on our animation topic, so I won't belabor the point too much. But I think what I love about anime, and kind of why I wanted to do it as a topic, aside from just like, talking about some faves and all that kind of shit, is just like the chances that they take. And like I mentioned in the animation topic forever ago, my respect for using animation as a medium and not like kidifying it like it's done here. Like the fact that they'll do animes, obviously there are animes made for kids in Japan, but it's like the fact that there's stuff where it's like, this is going to be violent as shit, or this is going to be like, really adult, like, and I'm not talking like, as Samuel Jackson once said, hentai. I'm talking about like, more like they'll do like adult comedies or kind of stuff, or like workplace comedies. Like there's a show on Netflix called The Gretzko that's really good. That's like literally like an office type kind of like just workplace comedy that's like, it's animated, like you would look at it and think like clearly this is for kids, but it's like more like mature than that kind of thing.
It's refreshing.
which is refreshing. So it's nice. It's nice to know that there are people in Japan doing the Lord's work,
And then also making
Bang.
hentai.
and then also
Oh.
making hentai, which, let's be honest, is also the Lord's work.
Oh no! I don't
Um,
want us to be associated with that.
Put that, quote that. But yeah. Anyway, so like I said, we kind of went all over the place there, but it was okay. It was a good chat. So anime.
I almost feel like this topic is better encapsulated by just saying like media. I know we're just talking about everything.
Yeah, we kind of went all over the place. Who knows? I'm sure we'll maybe
We
get
can
back
just
to
keep it
anime one day,
anime.
especially if we do get Paulo on here one day, which would be nice. I'm sure he'd have things to say, or maybe he'd take it in a completely different direction. What was I going to say?
Screw that guy.
I think Paulo would do a really good job on here.
Screw that guy.
But what was I going to say? So thanks for listening.
Yeah.
Please like, share,
Oh, we gotta do that at the
subscribe.
beginning, bro.
Check out the YouTube. Check out the socials, the Instagram, the TikTok.
Let us
Put it in your script right now in the beginning.
Let us know if Malcolm should be forever out of it.
Oh my
Mhm.
god.
And yes, like we said, the next couple of these, Malcolm will be gone. Maybe we'll do one more of these, just the three of us again, and we'll probably just do it 3 topics. So
Just the three of us.
so we'll have like a shorter episode in
We
there.
can
But
make it if we try. Just the three of us. Just
You
the
and
three of
I.
us.
Oh.
Just the three of us. Building them
building
building
castles in the
the
sky.
sky. Just the three of us.
so hopefully for one of these where Malcolm's away, we'll have a guest. on
I
the
hear the
show.
crystal raindrops fall.
I hear. I see
Oh, I
the crystal raindrops fall in the
Oh my god! Suddenly we changed.
When the sun comes shining
We went
through.
up a whole
to
octave
see
there.
those rainbows in my mind
When I think of you sometimes, I want to spend some time.
Yup. Let's
So
go, Mark.
maybe we'll have a guest on.
with
Anyways,
you. Just
anyways, take us out, fellas.
Just the two of us.
we can make it if we try.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us.
Oh.
Just. The,
Oh, I thought we were gonna edit up. Okay. Oops, I ruined it. I'm sorry.
is it I see or I hear?
I see the crystal raindrops fall. Yeah.
And I want to spend some time with
Thanks,
him.
thanks, Bill Withers.
Thanks. I
Bill
love Bill
What's that
Withers.
song
I
that
have
goes-
no vinyls from
You know.
No, use me.
Yeah.
My friend.
Oh, and also,
This is garbage.
ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Boom, 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 boom. It's not home when she's away.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
And this house just ain't no home anytime she goes away.
Oh shit! My brother called me. I gotta
Wonder
go
this
pick him up.
time where she's gone.
Hey yo, we gotta go. I gotta go pick my brother up. All right,
Wonder-
goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye, bye,
See
bye,
you.
bye.
Goodbye. We love you.